KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name. KKWx is my empire. And here today we are playing The Faults of Man with Cormac as our GM. Let's get to it.
For what Kieran was doing that entire time. You were in the med bay with an extreme bout of seasickness.
Awesome.
Oh, you're the one who was in my med bay for so long.
Yeah.
I've been in there potentially throwing up and possibly even shitting myself sideways.
Yes.
For about a week.
For a week and a half.
Awesome.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Actually, for about 2 weeks, I forgot they spent a week offshore because of, man, they took a lot of damage in that fight, and they're not really on a timetable, and nobody's dumb enough to be like, this person who got shot 4 times and is barely hanging on, we're going to make them go walk around an island. Except they waited a week, and Karsa didn't heal a goddamn hit point, so they're actually like, no, you know what? You spent enough time in here. Go walk on the goddamn island. But relevant information while you're going through finishing out the cheat. So yeah, you already know the basic write-up. You're on Housebag Island to look for some old logs for the ship that prides fall. During the week, yes, Kieran was unfortunately hit with a obscene bout of seasickness. Good news though is about 3 days ago that went away finally. But as far as the setup, there are 5 quote-unquote teams on the ship. There's the command team, which is comprised of the captain, the first mate, Grover, and 7 hitherto unnamed NPCs. Wait. Yeah. There is the security team, which is comprised of security chief Nawali, Max DiMaggio, and 8 hitherto unnamed NPCs. The medical team, which is comprised...
That's Ski Mask, yeah?
Yeah. Max.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
The medical team, which is headed up by Dr. Yuan Chen, and has Dr. Megan Payne in it, and 8 hitherto unnamed NPCs. The engineering team, which is headed up by Dr. Camille Boucher, and has KK in it, and 6 hitherto unnamed NPCs, and 2 guys named Fred.
Which we established last week.
Now,
NPCs plus 2 guys named Fred.
Now, note that neither of their actual names are Fred.
No, they're just arguing on who's known as Fred.
Exactly. Then there is the communications team, which you are technically a part of, except for the fact that you spent the last 10 days in medbay. That is headed up by Casey Rowe and 8 hitherto unnamed NPCs. Little bit of background that you would have picked up on each one of these. The captain, and this is for everybody. This is just some stuff you would have picked, easily would have picked up. The captain is a Navy veteran. Didn't quite serve as long as Grover Manning. She's probably about she did her 20 and got out. She's in her mid 40s. Been doing the no, late 30s. She's only been out of the Navy for a couple years. I know how to do math.
Numbers can be hard, man.
Well, no, I added the wrong numbers together because I was thinking of 2 NPCs at the same time. Her first mate, Maria Fuentes, was not in the Navy as long, but also did retire. He retired at the same time as the captain, and they've been working in the private sector for the past couple of years together, in the same roles that they served in the Navy. Not gonna make you roll for this. Their relationship seems to be a little closer than it should be for a officer and their subordinate.
Alright, so Captain and First Mate are a couple of filthy, deviant lesbians, got it.
The captain she can be stern, but doesn't hold to formalities as much as you think somebody in a position would. The first mate comes off way more as having a stick up her ass. Now, for the security team, Security Chief Diwali does not like people questioning his authority. End of story.
So question him at every turn. Understood.
Only if you want to get treated how Max got treated.
I don't know how Max got treated because I'm
Okay.
assuming
Oh,
that
right,
was
yeah,
like-
right. You missed last session. Max got thrown into the bilges last week for questioning Diwali's authority, and basically got made to take a 16-hour shift.
Yeah, so security chief, don't question authority, aka don't be scheme.
No, and then you hear with a PA system, whoever's on the other end, they're questioning security.
I mean, you can if you want. You guys very much get the thing of, since Chief Diwali has been in the private sector, he doesn't quite care as much about keeping everybody alive. It's just the people he thinks should be kept alive that he'll keep alive.
Oh boy.
So if he
Sweet, I'm
sees
not
you,
gonna be on that list.
if he sees you as a liability, basically by not doing what the fuck you're told, be like, well, then you deserve what happens to you.
Oh, he's gonna love me. I
Probably not.
literally have the thing written here that I was having a difficult time actually writing in what I wanted in terms of, like, you know, the correct wording, and it's effectively booted out of several jobs due to being a liability, went to be a war photographer, proved to be a liability.
Well, good news is, that only matters if you're in an area where he's at. If he's nowhere around, he doesn't care. Then you're not his problem.
You're not his monkey. You are not his circus.
Other way
Not my
around, but
monkeys, not my monkeys, not my circus.
moving on. Now for the weird one. The one that has the most gossip about him. Dr. Yuan Shen. Dr. Yuan Shen is a very off-putting individual, as he has proven on many times. Everybody gets the feeling that he doesn't see anyone as a person. Everyone is an experiment, everyone is a tool.
You know, it's kind of funny because as you're writing that, I wrote in Dr. Chen, weirdo that experiments on people.
Yeah. Also, the rumor is, there's also the rumor that Dr. Megan Payne is quickly becoming his second.
Protege.
Basically the same reasons.
Now, how are we spelling Payne?
Payne.
Figured. Okay, Max.
Or
Should be to make that joke.
or the one really hot chick from Final Fantasy X-2.
I wasn't
oh,
even
yeah.
thinking of that. I was just thinking of using a.
Yeah, but then I don't think you ever played Final Fantasy X-2. I know exactly who Cormac's talking about.
I still wasn't thinking Max Payne either.
Oh no! I spelled it on her sheet the way it's spelled in 10.2. Hers is just the way you would normally spell it with an E on the end. Oh, see where my brain went. Moving on.
Hey, I will be 100% supportive of that. Payne with
same.
with the warrior outfit. Fucking hot.
Dude, even her basic one. But moving on.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Like the default outfit she has, which I believe is the warrior job.
Yeah, I mean, all right, we can talk about this later. But other than that, Dr. Chen also tends to disappear every now and again, and nobody actually knows if he goes to his cabin to sleep.
Okay,
He's never
so,
actually been found in his cabin.
It's never been found.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is
He
one of my
sleeps somewhere
first
in his lab.
One of my first objectives is to follow that dude and find out what happens. Is he actually human? Or is he secretly lizard people?
I apologize. I need to step away for a second. BRB.
That's cool. You got some time. Head of the engineering, Dr. Camille Boucher. Probably the most liked head of any of the teams because she seems friendly, personable. Will talk to anybody about anything, and if you need help, it doesn't matter what team you're on, she'll help, provided she has the time.
Cool.
And the head of the communications team, Casey Rowe. Oh, Dr. Camille Boucher is has a doctorate in mechatronics. He is not a medical doctor.
I figured.
Casey Rowe, the head of the communications team, aka the conspiracy theorist.
Nice.
In the opening session, he spent half of the time there arguing whether or not Pi was arguing that Pi could not possibly be infinite, only to argue himself into losing.
And then you have me there that changed that whole topic originally.
I mean, I'd just be an asshole about, like, okay, we agree that it's not infinite, but we agree that it's Graham's number. Plus 1. Which is effectively infinite. No, it's not infinite. Yes, well, Graham's number is technically infinite because it can be anything.
Yeah.
And I would technically win on that because I went through the rolled dice to get the numbers. And I have an 18 in intelligence.
I mean,
I had one stupidly good roll.
well, I had everybody else use the arrays. I'll let you keep what you got for now. It's not gonna make that big a difference. I should have told you that, but it's okay.
I mean, to be fair, I was, if not for the fact that I had a sneaking suspicion that you were asleep at the time when I did that, I was actually going to send you a message at one point being like, okay, so I went through the dice thing and according to the numbers there, I've got 108 skill points and I feel like that's wrong. And then I did some math, it's like technically you can have like it's like you can get 18 or 108, and that's what it was. It was 82 they came up with. I'm like, that feels wrong. I read 72 somewhere, but then that's with the
I'm back.
array stuff.
Yeah, it's fine because that doesn't alter anything dealing with the actual skills, so it's fine. Other than being a conspiracy theorist, a person who talks way too fast. Yeah, somebody who doesn't shut the fuck up, which makes him perfect for the lead of the communications. He actually is brilliant. Failed out of 3 different colleges for arguing with professors.
Let me guess, being right every single time.
No, 2 out of 3.
Well, you know what they say, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
That's a D. So technically passing. Other than that, personality-wise, kind of oscillates back and forth between being helpful and not helpful. Depends on whether or not he has hyper focus on something. There is a rumor that he spent 3 hours one time following around a rat on the ship. And when asked why, he said, I just wanted to see where it was going.
I mean, that's kind of fair. I mean, shit, I'm pretty sure in a lot of cases, if you've got like a little GoPro and put it on a rat, people would watch that documentary.
Probably. People watch GoPros like cats.
You know what? I'm going to say that that's exactly why I got kicked out of the BBC for constantly trying to attach GoPros onto animals and shit. Pissing off people being like, hey, we should totally make this kind of documentary. And they were like, you're a fucking photographer. Fuck off.
Can you put a GoPro on a KK?
Just strap it around my head. You'll see everything I do.
That's
surprised you haven't-
That's something you could do with a character.
I'm surprised you haven't tried that yet.
Actually, I thought about it.
You should have tried following me. You'll probably
You
learn
know,
more
you
about
weren't
my history.
here, or I would have.
Well, I am
If
now.
you If you guys want information on the other PCs, except for the one rumor about Dr. Payne, because that would be ship-wide knowledge, you're gonna have to ask them. With that, we'll be. Oh, right. Last bit of news. Ross Hendrix, the guy who's funding the whole thing, is on the ship, supposedly. He kind of just apparates into different sections of the ship sometimes, or at least that's how people describe it. As occasionally he'll just show up, creepily, noiselessly, ask some random ass questions or make a comment, and then walk away. This happens at all hours of the day.
Oh, you've been in.
I was listening in when Dr. Payne made the absolutely astoundingly smart move of being like, "Hey, the person who's employing me to do a job, could you pass on a message for me?" And that dude was like, "Fuck no," and walked away.
It's like, I paid you to do a job.
Yeah.
I can't find him.
That's not my problem.
Yeah, exactly. I'm straight up the DM's response in that situation was basically like standing there screaming, "I'm too rich to care about your problems."
Yeah, basically.
Anyway,
Okay. All right, so last week you guys weathered the storm really fucking well, by the way. That
no, it
went
didn't.
Far, but no, you did. The storm that could have gone hell of a lot worse. How many
Storm
times?
went really well.
Yeah,
Pirate
it
fight
did.
didn't.
Yeah. So part 2 of that is when the pirates actually showed up. That didn't go so well. I mean, you won, so it did in fact go as well as you could expect it to.
It went well on the team side, but not on the individual side for me, and that's the top individual I care about.
Fair, although you are doing better than Dr. Megan.
True, I am the second best loser.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But it was all bounced out in the end. Grover popped off too hard during the storm. So
and then got popped off,
to him quickly.
and then got popped hard during the fight.
Variance caught him really fast.
Oh, right.
Payne gave some pain to two of the pirates as well.
Collectively, I think between the 3 PCs that were fighting, I believe 5 died between the 2 of you, and then the other 7 died to the rest of the security team.
Yeah.
Oh, right. One thing I forgot to mention. During the storm, about halfway through, maybe near the end, Dr. Megan got a weird call, having to go talk to a person who was tapping on the side of the hall, listening for something that was crawling on the side.
Yes. That was, and they were put under psych watch and.
Yeah, I remember that when.
And then I started doing some
casually
experiments.
Hovering a hand on the side of his pistol, and you read that as gun out, aiming at dude. When he wasn't.
Well, he became an experiment.
No, he didn't. As soon as he got cleared, he was like, "Fuck the both of you, I'm out of here."
Okay, we tried to make him an experiment. It didn't work out. So.
So it's like, so what did we learn?
Nothing.
Yeah, basically.
It's like, hey, what did you learn? You learned. And it's like, we learned nothing. No, you learned something. You know how he knows how to evade when you try to ask him something.
Well, I know what I learned, that I don't have any pain right now at all.
True, you're loaded up with an experimental painkiller by Dr. Ted.
Yes. And I have 12 hours before that goes away.
You are basically on the Bane Venom.
No, not going nuts.
No, I'm not going nuts.
Not yet. Probably learning about my history would probably do it.
Oh,
Am I also being hooked up on these painkillers before being sent out to the world?
Well, I was going. We'll get to that in a second.
Fair
Because
enough.
this happened as. Let's see. This, before anybody goes to the island, Dr. Payne, you do get the painkillers, and basically, you're released from the infirmary under the "we only have 6 beds." You can sleep in your own cabin, or you can rest in one of the cabins.
Okay. Well, I don't take
You-
I don't take the painkiller until we are heading there, so I at least
Yeah,
have
that's fine.
12 hours.
But after that week, everybody gets called up. Dr. Megan shows up. At first, everybody points their guns like, "Mummy." Oh wait, nope, never mind. No, she's very much loaded up like Leon in Resident Evil 2 in the underground lab. For those that don't understand the reference, heavy bandages around the torso.
Fair enough.
They told me I had to come.
Grover Manning ain't looking too much better. Actually, speaking of Grover, where did you get hit? Dr. Payne lost the ability to choose when she went unconscious.
Considering the angle, I'm going to assume it was mostly like upper body. So like top, like chest, and like maybe like bicep areas, upper arm areas.
Okay, so you're also loaded up pretty heavily on the torso with bandages. Max, however, took a grazing shot and healed basically everything off.
Yep.
Has a couple of bandages, and that's basically about it.
And then you have me over here sitting pretty arm deep in grease and oil.
Yeah. Well,
You're still. She still has the notepad out watching KK because she has a she considers KK an experiment now.
A rare specimen that has no data of any kind on.
So everybody is called to the promenade deck, and a
You do.
ship-wide announcement is going out. So the entire crew is on the deck. Ross Hendrix, Captain Bell, First Mate Fuentes, and Security Chief Nawali are on Deck 5, the command deck, one level up, giving this announcement. Everybody else, including the other 4 team leads, are down with the rest of the crew.
Not gonna lie, I thought I just heard you say something about Scooby-Doo all of a sudden. It's like, wait, what?
Not yet. Somebody might get hit by the mystery machine for some reason, but
No, you'll probably see me find the mystery machine and be like, can I keep it?
if you find the mystery machine anywhere around here, then you've already had a psychotic break. So yes, you could keep it, as it runs you over mentally.
No, it's like, next thing you know, it's on the ship. It's like, wait, how?
Also, now on the promenade deck, there is a 40mm deck cannon that has been jury-rigged onto it from the pirate ship. And on the back deck, there is a 12mm Vulcan. Pretty sure I have those numbers right. No, 12mm is too small. 18. No, 14. No? 18. Sorry, doing caliber conversions in my head. Right, announcement. Captain Bell starts. We have reached our destination of Hosfag Island. As you can see, she'll point off the port side. The installation seems to be mostly intact, or at least the buildings are. And when you guys look over, you can see a small building complex. Everybody knew, because you guys have seen the layout for the complex. There are 4 buildings. There's the actual relay station building, a bunk and recreation building, a power building, which is close to, but it's still a separate building from the actual relay station, and a like storage building. We are going to be sending a team. Actually, we're going to be sending 3 teams to the island. One of them will be scouting the island for other pirates. Hopefully, we can find where they're based at and maybe deal with them, or at least watch them to see if they're going to be doing anything. There is no doubt in my mind, if there are any on the island currently, they know we're here and have just decided not to do anything. Another team will be moving about the island looking for any supplies we could use. Fruits, fresh water, whatever they can find. The third team will actually be going to the complex to look for the log. Everybody will be getting their team assigned, or everybody will be getting their assignments. Not everyone will be going on the island. We may do this in rotating groups if we are here for an extended amount of time. If you encounter any of the pirates, you are to listen to the security member on your team. Now, our benefactor, there is an eye twitch as if she wants to do an eye roll but controls herself. Has something to say. She steps aside. Russ Hendrix steps up. All right. So far, so good. Well, for the most part, so good. Few injuries. No deaths, so I'll take it. We have reached our first... We have finished the first leg of this journey. We're now here at Hasvig, which was probably one of the hardest parts of simply getting here and through the pirates. Now, hopefully, that one ship was the bulk of their force, but we'll never know. Well, I shouldn't say never. We'll probably find out pretty fast. But now we get to a little bit of a well, not really a somber note, but a slower note. Well, maybe any slower than actually moving along the sea. Anyway, a different note.
Lighter note. Or lower note, whatever. Or the other note.
So, we know where the logs should have been kept. All the logs should have been kept inside the actual relay station. Or inside the actual relay station building. Now, with all the pirates that have been here, and the people that came through and kind of any scavengers that came through, or when they were decommissioning the facility. Now, luckily, when they decommissioned the facility, they basically told everybody, "You're fired. Here's your boat back to the mainland. If you don't take it, you're stuck here." So they didn't. So when they decommissioned it, they didn't actually take a lot with them, with the exception of a few valuable pieces of tech, which we don't actually need. So yeah, just go through, take time, be thorough, and be safe, I guess. He's like, I know some of you are laughing or having weird looks, but safety never brought progress. It's always those that push the envelope and did risks, and then like he kind of gets pushed out of the way by security chief. Ignore that. We are definitely going to be being safe. Don't need to be writing any letters to anybody's next of kin or having to bury anyone. I don't want to do it. It's that simple. If you're not a member of the security team, if you're not combat trained, if you see somebody that isn't us, do not engage, whether verbally or physically. Just back away. Get out of there. Short, run. Or hide. If you have to, bring them back closer to the shoreline. I will have spotters on the deck on our new big-ass cannon who can cover you. Other than that, yeah, don't die. Pain in the ass for me, so don't do it. I guess that's it. And he steps away. Ross Hendrix goes a step back up, but he gets cut off by the captain who steps up. And meeting dismissed.
Hey.
So, over the next like hour and a half, the away teams, as a lot of people are calling them, are called out and put together. The main team looking for pirates is comprised entirely of security force members. Captain Nawali will be leading them, along with 4 hitherto unnamed NPCs.
Makes sense.
The resource team, as it's being called, is a mix of mostly volunteers with 2 medical personnel to be there to check anything to make sure it's edible and not going to kill anybody. The complex group is, lo and behold, U5.
Ah,
Oh shit.
damn. How could we see this coming?
Now, there was a lot of complaints, well, not complaints, but concerns being raised over sending the 2 most injured people out to the island to do something.
Well, see, in the process of that, there is a dude who spends a lot of time taking photos of everything. Who's just like, "Hey, we need the drama." Whenever
Okay.
somebody complains about the injured people, it's like, "We need drama."
All right, well, there's that, and a lot of people just kind of wave that away. Dr. Chen has come up in Dr. Payne's defense saying, "Oh, I'll make sure she's ready to go. She'll be fine. Don't worry about it." As far as Mr. Manning over here, he is a rare specimen indeed. A man of his age being being injured as he was, and is still conscious and mobile under his own power. The injuries look worse than they actually are. He'll be fine as well. You can trust my medical opinion. I am a doctor. Security Chief Nawali is like, "Yeah, I'm sending ski masks with them. They'll be fine."
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
If I didn't think you could handle it, they wouldn't be going. So
Fair
yes,
enough.
it is a vote of confidence. Was that sarcasm I heard?
Oh.
No sarcasm intended.
All right. Now, as far as the other 2, looks at Kieran. That one's going because he needs to actually get up and walk around for something that isn't a boat for a while.
He's
Dr.
been in the ward for quite some time.
Yes, I need him out of a bed. There's no further place currently than the island. Well, I could send him out to the ocean, but I don't think anybody would appreciate it.
Oh, you mean get out of this boat into another boat and then still be seasick?
Oh, no.
That'd be a great
Actually,
idea.
in the ocean. He just kind of stares at you.
Well, not even with a boat.
No, and he blinks asynchronously.
Kira just casually lifts up a camera and takes a photo.
Oh, make sure you get my good side for when the next time I'm on the DC Journal of Internal Medicine.
Oh, I've got several sides. Don't worry about it.
And Dr. Field, and it is unfortunate that I have been asked to remain on the ship to maintain all of the machinery and electronics. And of course, one of the engineering team must be on this crew to make sure that if the logs were kept digitally, that they can be accessed and maintained. Yeah, I am sorry, KK. I had to volunteer someone, and you were on the list. You were the one that was picked.
You're fine.
So, complex.
Yeah. So, we just a little, not really behind the curtain, but mechanical bookkeeping for you guys. I'm not using maps for this because honestly, A, I'm lazy. B, I don't really think they're necessary.
Okay.
There are 5 general locations you can be. One of the 4 buildings, or just in the general environs, basically outside.
4 buildings or the space in between.
Yeah, well, I mean, also like the surrounding area outside, like the, 20-ish meters around it.
Okay.
So, really, all I need to know at any given time is which one of those 5 zones your character is in. If you guys want to all be
hear
in
me
the
out, guys. We have 5 PCs and there's 5 zones.
Not split the
Definitely not a good idea. Definitely not a good idea.
Guys, we can speed run this shit. It's a speed run to die, but it's a speed run nonetheless.
What we should do, right? What we should do is have the 2 injured people climb on ski mats, right? And then they 3 go stand in the middle where it is most cold, and they will die of hypothermia quicker. And then everyone else can basically walk into random buildings, kick stuff over until the places collapse.
My apologies for interjecting, though. Continue.
It's all good. So, you guys' overall objective here is to find specifically the logs for the last time the Pride's Fall contacted the relay station.
All right, so we're not looking for the Pride Falls logs. We're looking for the communication stations logs off that last contact.
Yep. Because oh right, you weren't here this week. The dock that is here, even if it was in working order, wouldn't have been big enough for the Pride's Fall. It's not even big enough for your ship. Because your ship, I think as I described it last week, as if a billionaire who grew up in the 80s designed his own ship and painted it. It is all black with gold filigree and has those weird, like, rounded angles that were really popular in the 80s.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like a billionaire baby because that's exactly what it is.
It's a yacht.
Yeah, we have the Will to Power and the Pride's Fall.
Oh yeah. And the ship you guys have been on is named the Will to Power.
Yeah.
Because Ross Hendrix is nothing if not pretentious and precocious.
I mean, when you name your ship the Pride's Fall, you're really just welcoming it sinking. There's some dramatic irony there.
I mean, he didn't name that one. Somebody else did back in the 50s.
Yeah, but they had it coming.
Yeah. But,
it's like we didn't learn anything from the Titanic, guys. Really? You can't just call a ship unsinkable or give it an overly pretentious name.
I mean,
inviting disaster.
Just look what happened to the Pillar of Autumn.
Or the Titanic sister ship, the Britannic. That went down too.
Like a brick. Should have called it the Bricktanic.
What about that old warship, the USS Cyclops?
Only one person saw that went down. And he only had one eye.
I knew that was coming.
I guess they should have sailed to the eye of the storm.
Yeah.
Right through the fire and flames.
But as far as these 5 zones go, obviously the space around in between is pretty self-explanatory. Do all the buildings kind of look the same, or is there like some type of like hints or clues that might indicate what each of these buildings might have been used for back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, no, you've seen the blueprint. You know exactly which building is which.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, the power generator building is the smallest. The second smallest is the storage building. The the next one up is the actual relay building, and the largest building is the bunk and recreation. But, right. I'm going to open the floor to you guys if you guys want to talk. You guys have about half hour before you're supposed to set out. Because you guys are setting out last. The quote unquote pirate hunter group is going out a half hour before you and the resource group.
To try and clear the area, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we'll never see any of them again.
You're not giving me a vote of confidence, Max.
Oh, right. Kieran, KK. As I told these guys at the beginning of every session, you guys have a community resource based on the number of surviving crew that you have. So currently 5 times a session, you guys, anybody can take a point out of that community pool to add plus 10% to their roll.
Yeah, I remember that being mentioned when I was listening in last time.
Does that still apply even like we're kind of like on our own doing the search?
Yes, because it's more of the somebody out in the background is doing something that is helping.
Okay.
It's also that kind of that I know I have people depending on me, and it's there's a reason why it applies even when it's just you 5.
Okay. But
oh, also I have a running tally of everything. I don't know if I'll make this information available to you guys, but right now all 50 of your crew are alive, but 3 are injured.
2 of them are right here.
No, that's you guys are. Yeah. So
5 are injured.
yeah, I know you guys don't count.
Okay.
You guys are also not included in that 50, by the way, because that 50 includes the team leads.
okay. But in terms of strategizing our search, obviously this information would probably be kept in the relay building back when it was in operations.
That would make
So
sense.
we could probably start there, but there's a good chance that the pirates might have cleaned out any given building and filled it with their own shit.
Including traps.
I mean, maybe. I would find traps to be somewhat unlikely, though. The main appeal they have is that people don't really know this place exists, to my understanding. If they're going to have traps placed around, they'll probably have a place in the forest and outside zones, not necessarily inside the actual buildings themselves. But obviously, keep an eye out on our way there, and when we get there, even.
As soon
But
as
it seems like the obvious choice is to start at the relay building to me. And if it's not there, we probably just go to the largest building, which would be the bunk and recreation area.
Yeah. I'll give this to. I'm gonna give this to Max. Without a roll. This complex, it's not big. Looking at it from the air, from where you're at right now, it would be pretty defensible. And anybody who had even a small amount of construction knowledge could get that dock operational again. If the pirates aren't using this as their base on the island, there's a reason.
Yeah. And Max will explain this to the party. Honestly, you've got a relatively impregnable relatively defensible fortress over there. They're not using it. Why?
Could be something
If any
over there
place
we need to
might be
worry about.
Well, either they're keeping prisoners in there, any they might take.
The prisoners are not taking prisoners. It's not enough to warrant their own holding cells. Any prisoner they're taking for ransom. Like I said during the attack, if they captured the ship, all of us would have been dead, and the only person they took alive would be Ross because he's rich. But yeah, that's a fair point, though. 5 or 4 rather perfectly fine buildings. They're not using them for some reason. It is suspicious. Fortunately, I don't think we have the luxury of trying to capture a pirate and interrogate him.
And it could be any number of reasons. Like, this place was abandoned in the 90s and there hasn't been anybody here in 30 years. It could be as simple as the buildings just aren't structurally sound anymore.
They're falling apart or something like that, and they just may not have the materials to keep them maintained.
Do we know where the power space is on the island? Like, how do we know it's not here?
You don't. But they're currently, they aren't shooting at you, and there's nobody standing outside waving guns or yelling at you.
That's fair, actually. And there's, the docks aren't operational, and they obviously have boats, or ships, rather. Fair enough. We should still try and keep a low profile, though. Be careful on our way there.
Looking at an aerial view of Hosswag, now when I say aerial, this is in the satellite, they have patched together a quote-unquote composite image of what the island would look like from a couple of random video snippets and photos from planes and other boats passing by. The island itself isn't big. You could probably hold a second complex on another part of it, especially if you're just going with small buildings, or even just enough to put up a dock, and even if they're just staying on the ships.
Yeah, they could also just be basing out of their ships.
It's also entirely possible that Hossweig is a stop point for them. They're not based here. They just occasionally stop here to like weather a storm or fix up a ship, or just for whatever reason they're like, we're just gonna stop here for a couple days. They may not actually be based here at all.
Fair enough. Just a landmark on the open sea.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. But we shall find out.
Yeah. A radio call will come over. Keep them Molly. We've secured the area around the complex. Didn't find anybody. We will wait for the other two groups to land. Then we'll be pushing inland.
Sounds like our cue.
Indeed.
And with that, as soon as we hit the land, I take the shot.
Well, before you guys get in your skiff, Dr. Chad will look at the 2 injured people. Now, I am very confident in my medical opinion that simply going and looking for some items in a looks over you guys' show at the complex non-hostile environment, you should be fine. But just in case, I've already talked with Dr. Payne about this, and she's accepted. I have a special blend of painkillers that you could take with you if you would like, Mr. Manning.
Yeah, sure. Can't hurt. In fact, I should do the opposite.
Yes, that would be the point. Be very bad painkillers if they didn't.
Currently, I'm not feeling any pain.
Is this just like a syringe, just shoot it up sort of deal?
Yeah, any major artery will work.
Would you like some help?
All right. How long did they last?
12 hours.
Yes, in theory, they should last a full 12.
Am I talking to Chen or Megan here?
Well, no, that's the thing. She responded, and Chen's like, yes, no, she's correct.
All right.
I've experimented with 24-hour painkillers, but people, when it's that time frame, people tend to forget when they've taken them and overdose too easily.
12 hours should be fine, though. If we're not back by that, if we're not done by then, we'll probably be coming back to the ship by that point anyway. Probably don't want to be camping out on the island at nighttime.
If you stay in the bunk building, theoretically, you should be fine. Anyway.
All right, shoot it up.
All right. He goes through the whole thing of, we'll use the arm. Does
Benefit of being old Zions, don't really gotta give a damn about long-term effects.
well, he's like, oh, true.
It's not an invitation to do something weird.
Oh no, he stops. He's clearly thinking about something. He's like, well, short-term effects I'll have to do. As if he's like, oh right, you're old. You're gonna die before I have a chance to finish this. Huh. Anyway, goes through the whole thing, wraps a thing around your arm, gets the vein out, and done. Very precise. Probably the least pain you've ever felt from a shot in your life, and that's before the painkillers kick in. Same deal as Karsa. Roll 3d6.
3d6.
You already have yours, Karsa. Yours is noted on your sheet.
Right.
You have 8 temporary hit points for 12 hours. Oh, now, because this whole temporary hit point thing is something I am throwing in that isn't in the book. When you are determining whether or not you have to roll against being stunned, you use your actual hit points, not your temporary.
Okay.
So basically, every time Karsa gets hit, she has to roll to be stunned because she's sitting at 1.
Okay. And whenever I take
3 or more.
round up or round down.
Or I'm gonna round up. I'll be nice. 3 or more.
Alright, so whenever I take 3 or more damage from one attack, I get stunned.
Yep. Oh, right. Kieran, if you would like, you can have what is it called? Reinforced Kevlar? Yeah. It's the one that has armor rating 4 and a helmet, so basically you can have armor 5 if you would like. You can have a light rifle, a medium or heavy pistol, I really don't care, and any melee weapon you want, because you look over at KK, who has a fucking claymore for some reason.
Wait, what? I have a claymore? What?
I thought you did.
No, he has a
No.
katana.
When did I get a
Oh,
katana?
really? So
I had a
we're not
machete.
actually running around.
All right.
What
Never
did
mind.
you
Never
get?
mind.
What
As a
did you
machete.
get?
As a machete. I thought you had a
Machete.
great sword for some reason. Ignore me. That's the DM fuck up.
Okay, so
But if you want to have a claymore,
so
and not
you-
the explosive kind,
So you have a machete.
Hmm.
Okay.
Which is basically I think listed under big ass knife.
Yeah.
I think it was,
Yeah, I never actually got to the equipment part.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
I'm not
pro-
hyper concerned about it. Just you can have light assault rifle, any type of sidearm like light, medium, or heavy pistol. I'll leave it to you, and any melee weapon you think would make sense.
all right, yeah. Yeah, we'll go with like a vest that has press written across it because it's actually mine.
I mean, if you want, like everybody else is rocking the reinforced Kevlar, so you can just throw that on you.
Yeah.
And somebody has just you asked for it, and Captain Dewali rolled his eyes and was like, "Fine, whatever," and put it out there for you.
All right, reinforced Kevlar, press, tag, custom.
And a helmet that'll bring you up to par with everybody else.
All right, yeah, plus helmet with a GoPro on it, because fine.
Sure. I mean, if you want, you could talk to everybody else about loading up like a chest cam.
Maybe.
But here's the thing: if you ask Security Chief Dewali, he'll laugh and he will order Max to do it.
Oh, but the fun thing is, if I'd been here for the start of this, doing this character, I pretty much guarantee it we'd be best buddies in Torment and Ski Mask.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's actually happened yet, but moving on. Yeah, so just go ahead and look up those statistics. I'm not, as I told these guys when they were making the characters, I'm not hyper concerned about your guys' equipment.
Mm.
As of right now, it'll probably, as shit gets worse and worse, what you guys actually have on you will start to matter. But as of
Okay.
right now, you guys, all of you, the exception of Dr. Payne, who has her own thing, are given a individual med kit, I believe they're called. Basically a single-use one.
Oh yeah, first aid kit.
And
One-time use for 20%.
Yeah, thank you. That. Note that you can stack the 10% from the community point with that 20 for a 30 if you need to.
Alright, so it's a one-time use, 20% health.
20% to the roll.
Oh, yeah, 20%.
As Grover and Dr. Payne can tell you, healing in this system is tough.
And sucks.
Just don't get hit.
Yeah, Karsa had
the last time where we played this, if memory serves, I was killed with one shot.
I almost was killed with one shot.
No, nobody was in threat of dying in one hit because you guys had heavy cover and that cover had armor 10.
Yeah, I mean, I was unlucky in that previous game because I was literally being shot with a shotgun at point blank range in the face.
Yeah.
I'm aware that situations like this, yeah, boom, dead.
Yeah, because of a thing called lethality, but
Yeah.
that may or may not come up.
Yeah.
But unless anybody else has anything they need to say, Dr. Chen will be like, and we're going, and I'm gone.
And he's gone.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm just gonna be like, documenting shit, taking like 1,000,001 photos.
Yeah,
probably up in people's grill.
I mean, if you want, you can have like one GoPro in your equipment and just ask somebody if they want to wear it if you guys separate.
It would be great for KK to be wearing the GoPro.
Well, too bad it's Kieran's decision on who he asks to wear it.
You know what? Yeah, I will have a GoPro for someone else's use, but I have not decided who I also need POV shots from.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Ignore my brain
Oh no, it's
going
a good
off
idea.
in a different direction.
I mean, to be fair, I also need to BRB for a few minutes.
All right. Note that all of you are given basically 2 reloads for all of your guns.
Okay.
Hey,
Makes sense.
I am assuming Skibax is walking out with the LMG.
If I get 2 reels for my knife, doesn't mean I just get 2 knives.
Dude, if you want to run around with 3 knives, sure.
Yeah.
You will get a lot of weird looks, but they're gonna point to a box of about 40 of them. Because apparently, when Ross Hendrix bought weapons in bulk, he was just like, "Yeah, just buy 40 of everything." The supplier's like, "Yes, sir. I don't know why he needs 40 K-bar knives, but he's got them."
Well, you see, here's the thing. If he has the right kind of training, he could have a scout's knife with a surprise. And that does need to be reloaded after every shot.
When you say 2 reloads, I assume that's 2 reloads plus what you already have in the gun. So 3 full magazines, essentially.
Yeah, you can reload twice.
Got it. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yep. And no, none of these are Russian made, so they don't have the fucking spring in the back. Alright. So you guys set out, and your first decision is whether or not you would like to try your luck loading up at the docks near the complex. If not, you will have to land at a beach, which is about 100 meters away from the complex. Not far, you can still see it, but it's, not exactly close either. You need a point of reference. 100 meters is a little over a full football field.
Anybody have binoculars?
If you want them, you got them.
I have a DSLR camera that's got a fucking huge ass lens on it.
Can you see any trouble near the docks?
I will whip out the big fuck off telephoto lens.
The problem with the docks is they're old and they haven't been maintained. They are still there for the most part. It is just whether or not they will stay standing if you land on them.
See, the other thing that I'm considering with that is it actually a sensible move, landing directly within the complex?
That's the choice. If you land
Yeah,
on the
I'm
docks,
actually saying that in character to the others. Is it a smart idea to land directly within the complex, considering we don't know what might be in there? They put up a hand and say, I vote we beach it.
That's fine by me. I can make most of the way on foot.
I'll just go with the majority.
Kind of figured that was what we were up to, but fair enough.
So we're beaching it?
Guess who?
all right.
Alright.
Well, there's no like dock, so I imagine we have to row up on like a smaller boat anyway, don't we?
Well, it's a skiff. It has an outboard motor on it, but
Yeah.
the decision you guys are making is, if you roll up on the docks, yes, there's a chance that the docks aren't sturdy enough. So if you have to beat a hasty retreat, there's a decent chance that they can collapse under you, or 1,001 other problems that can go wrong with it. But you're also right there if you need to beat feet. The problem with the beach is if you need to beat feet, you're making a 100-meter dash to the boat, basically over open terrain.
Yeah. On that note, I'd rather put it by the docks.
Okay, docks it is then.
Fair enough.
I don't have to try and make that dash. Because the main thing we're worried about is going to be like gunfire from pirates, and if that's the case, then it's like we're not encouraged to run towards a boat. We're encouraged to run deeper into the forest, which presents its own risk.
Sure.
Very well.
All right. So, after a little bit more discussion on the 5-minute journey, you change tack and head toward the docks instead. When you get to these docks, you can clearly tell they were, built back in the day when quality matters. Most of the support pylons look like that they can take probably another 30 years-ish. But the support pylons aren't really what you're majorly concerned with when it comes to dock safety. It's the stuff you're going to be walking on. That
Back in
ain't
my
looking so
day,
hot.
people gave a damn about what they built. Wasn't all just imported from China.
And the rest of the crew makes no comment.
Exactly.
I was actually just trying to think there. Do I want to casually hides the super expensive, probably like 20 grand camera that's got made in China written on it?
Well, I mean, it depends what brand. It depends what brand. If it's as expensive as you're saying, there's a decent chance it was made in Switzerland. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm sorry, continue. The planes are shot.
Well, not necessarily, because when it comes to wood rot like that, it's kind of hard to tell unless you can actually have like a splintered piece that you can see inside of.
Mhm.
It's one of those things of you really aren't gonna know until you get on it.
Fair enough.
Okay, I just have to point this out. The world's most expensive camera is it's basically $3 million.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you can use it. You can see it from space.
That is no. This is like an actual camera you can buy.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like fucking satellite mounted super cameras. I was expecting to maybe see like 30-40 grand. I was not expecting. Oh, actually, sorry, I take it back. The Apollo 15 Hasselblad 500 series moon camera cost 9.4 million.
Yeah, and you can see it from space because that's how bright the flash is. But anyway. So who's gonna be the unlucky one to jump up on the docks first?
Not me.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it.
All right, Nav, go ahead and roll me a luck. If you look at the top of your character sheet, all the way up at the top. Okay, you found it.
Yep. I found it.
Success.
I got a success. Yay.
You're fine. You hop up on the dock. It seems sturdy enough. It creaks a little bit, and like one of the planks, like near the end, rattles and snaps a little bit, but that's not really a plank you were concerned about anyway.
I just kind of look at that, and then at the large bag of various camera equipment.
Oh yeah, all of you.
It's probably the weight of that.
I mean, all of you are rocking easily your body weight plus 40 to 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, specifically you and Ski Max. The others are probably body weight plus 20.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, melee weapon wise, is the fact that I have a military style fucking case that I keep all my camera shit in because it's stupid expensive, and I would just hit someone with that. But it's a big beefy case.
Yeah, no, we'll average it out. We'll call it everybody's rocking body weight plus 40 in terms of weight. That would account for armor, various tools, any ancillary equipment everybody might have, the absurd sized weapons that are the LMG. Which I think empty is like 12 pounds on its own.
Yeah, something like that. They are not inconsequential.
I would think for the most part, the rest of your guys' weapons unloaded are like 8, somewhere around there, but it doesn't matter. So who will be going up next? As you see Kieran start making his way along the dock with
Max.
apparently 0 problems. All right, need you to drop me a luck roll too. Oh, is that a crit fail?
It is.
Oh,
Yes.
It's a
You waste too
100.
much, guys.
All right,
the LMG.
you hop up at the exact same spot that Kieran did, thinking, "Oh, I should be fine." And well, nope. Apparently, you are the straw that broke its back, and you go bloop right into the drink.
Oh shit.
You guys hear a snapping of the docks as Ski Max goes right into the water. Good
You
news
hear
is you're
us-
right next to the boat, so you just grab it and hop back up.
As
You
soon
hear a
as
snap?
I hear that, I turn around and try to take like a whole pile of action shots.
You hear a snap and then a splash.
You know what? For the fun of it, there.
Roll your art photography.
Yes.
Critical failure.
Oh, you just got the splash. That's all.
What I tell you, made in China.
No, it's
No,
not.
you
No.
forgot. You made the rookie mistake of you left the lens cap on.
Lens cap. Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, I move up and like go to try and get, like, you know, the action shots of people getting off the boat for documentary reasons, but I'm not quick enough.
Yep, you
I'm
turn around.
still in
Actually,
the
you are.
process.
You are right there. You guys are all surprised at how fast this man gets. Kieran gets into the position to take this photo. You're like, that's gonna be a damn good. Wait, his lens cap's on.
Yeah, I get like a whole pile of shots and then they go to scroll through them and they're all black. And what the fuck? No! Ah, shit!
Yep. All right. But Max, I will leave it to you. You can basically climb back in the boat and then try your luck on another part of the dock, or you could just say, "Fuck it." At this point, you're already in the water and just swim up to the landing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the latter.
Landing, but yes, same deal. Basically, you're just saying, "Fuck it." I'm just gonna swim all the way up the dock to the.
Yeah, I think that's what you
complex.
said.
Yeah.
The ladder rather than ladder.
I said landing.
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
point. Is that it sounded like he said ladder, which I'm pretty sure he meant ladder.
Yes.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Max is sort of.
All right, I'm not gonna make you roll. The water's calm enough, and there's more enough stuff for you to hold on to. Drowning is not an issue.
I don't know. I think we're in Greenland. He probably might need to do like survival. If it takes more than 3 minutes, he's totally dead.
I have already brought this up to people when it comes to the
Yeah.
hypothermia. No,
Yeah, I remember you mentioning it.
I am not that concerned about it right now.
Yeah.
It's like if you're sitting in there for like an hour, that's a different story.
Yeah, but to his point, Max, it does mean that you're probably going to need to go into a building pretty quickly. Swap out all, drop all your clothes, dry off, and then swap into a dry set.
Fair enough.
Which, conveniently enough, you guys were handed an outboard bag of the just in case you have to stay on the island. Here's a spare set of stuff. Again, which is why you guys are rocking a lot of weight. Now, who wants to go next?
Oh,
I'll go
fine.
next. Well, I got it.
All right.
Let's see if we're lucky.
Yup. You are. You are absolutely fine.
We are lucky. We're light on our feet.
Yup. All right. Okay, Dr. Payne. Oh, Dr. Payne, you landed on the dock and you magically fixed it. No, you're fine.
That's the shot you should have taken.
No, what it is that she lands so gracefully. There's not even a creak.
Actually, with the critical success, KK, I'm not even gonna have you roll. Dr. Payne has managed to find the sturdiest part of the dock, and
For me,
you can
I'll
easily follow her
her.
path. Yeah.
I was gonna be like, I'm not gonna jump down. I'm just gonna attempt to try to climb down. Probably be a lot safer than jumping.
I keep saying jump, but really, because of the size of the skiff, you guys have to like pull yourself up onto the dock, which is part of the issue.
All right.
Because
Well,
the dock is actually higher than your skiff, due to it being low tide. I should have led with that, but it's an image in my head that I forgot to convey to you guys.
I know I changed it.
All of you get to the other side. Actually, Max, do throw me one con roll real fast.
Con?
Yes,
That's in statistics.
you're fine. You weather the cold expertly.
Strength
but-
and con are my highest.
I know, which is why when you were the one that fell in, I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't even make you roll, but keeping up with
Statistically, I could have failed.
I know, but it's more of the would it make sense for you to succeed? Yes, but to maintain the game state of I would make everybody else roll, I have to make you roll too.
Fair enough.
But you managed to go and swap out your clothes and hang the wet ones out somewhere to dry. No, you only have one set of armor, but that you could if you take like a rain poncho, put that on, and then put your armor on for a couple hours, and then swap it out later, you'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll do that. He's used to surviving.
It'll look dumb, but you'd rather look dumb than be dead.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
That's what I know about the vast majority of people. Just because you're an outlier doesn't mean it's not true.
I'm pretty sure half of the group probably intends to die in some way that future historians will discover the corpse and be like, what
Hey.
the fuck happened here?
Just because the player thinks that doesn't mean the character does.
No, this character wants to live.
But you guys are at the complex. Where does everybody go?
Well, I mean, I think the smartest option is what was it Grover mentioned about
The relay.
probably gonna,
That's me.
probably going to be in the main building.
Yeah, so we're gonna go the relay.
All right, you guys head to where the blueprint you guys had lists the actual relay building being, which again is the second largest building. And you guys head there. You guys get to the door. These buildings were clearly meant to weather the cold and the snow and all that. Now, luckily for you guys, it isn't. It's approaching winter, but isn't winter yet. So the snows haven't kicked in quite yet. So at least you don't have to push through that nonsense. But you guys get to the door. The doors are clearly made out of a type of metal. They've been sitting here for years and years and years and years and started to rust. You go to open them, they don't open. They're jammed shut with the rust.
Sorry, guys, my hands are too delicate for this job.
Sorry, one more time. I just having some internet issues.
The doors to the relay building, the main doors, are rusted shut.
I don't know. We can either break them down, or we can just try to clear away some of the rust and open it that way. With I guess in that case, I will attempt to open it. As I'll try to jury rig it open as without just forcibly breaking it. See if I can like clear away some of the rusted parts and just kind of swing it open.
I see no problem with this plan.
Just try to decide what I want you to roll. Yeah, go with craft mechanic.
Success.
Oh, it wasn't rust
again.
holding. Yeah, it wasn't rust holding it closed. You just tap on this one part. You're just like, oh wait, this was a push door. God damn it! No, I would assume you guys are dumb, but no, you expertly go through the lock, start chipping away some of the rust, and manage to
Like free the what's it, the cylinder thing called that goes into the actual door frame?
Tumbler.
Tumbler, yeah.
Well, it's not so much. It's that, yes, but insofar as there's so much rust on this thing, it's actually faster to just destroy the lock in its entirety.
Oh, fair.
Yeah,
So
but-
we just take like a fucking screwdriver and a hammer and just kind of like
Yeah.
pop it open.
Well,
Yeah.
see, the thing is, you're trying to open a rusty door. You should use a rusty door. So you get grabbing on a rusty door, and then you just make and you just whack the door. And you
This doesn't bode well though, guys. This is once again proving where I'm just gonna pop off before combat, and then I'm gonna die.
It's all right. I will try and get the most perfect death shot for you. It will make you look super cool.
It's like the fucking horror movie. It's like, oh no, that guy's too confident. He's gonna die first.
And it's usually, weirdly enough, the only person that survives in the end.
No, the only person that survives in the end is the virgin. Haven't you been watching horror movies?
I don't watch horror movies sometimes.
Okay. Note to self: Halloween special. Run cabin in the woods.
That is an awesome
Okay,
movie.
Karsa, you heard him. He's volunteered for the Halloween special.
If you guys want to play World of Darkness Mortals, let's do this.
Well, considering yes, sounds like a plan.
Okay. You have signed on to die. Got it.
Yep.
All right. So moving on. So you go through, start clearing out some of the rust, realizing that you're gonna have to basically destroy the lock or tear the door down. Opting for the former, you take whatever screwdriver you have in hand and just start hammering it into the keyhole. Eventually, the rust giving way and the lock just popping straight through out of the door onto the floor. And from there, it just takes a little bit of muscle between Max and Grover to get them open. Well, maybe not Grover. Look at the next highest strength.
Definitely not Grover. Grover has really low strength, below average even.
Okay, it'll be KK and Max.
Okay. Sure.
I'm old. I haven't been able to hit the gym as much anymore. Come
All
on,
right,
give me some slack.
KK has a strength of 14, so yes, it is KK and Max.
There we
is-
go.
Damn, I mean, shit, I thought I was going to be probably the lowest strength at 10.
So
Nope.
yeah, it is.
Nope.
I'm 76
I am-
years old. Cut me some slack.
I'm the
I'm doing my
worst.
best here.
I'm the worst.
So yeah, the cosplay cat girl and the burglar pushed the door open, and you would think with how hard it is to push these double doors open that there was something on the other side that you were forcing it to. No, it's just the doors have slightly given way. Maybe the foundation is shifted or something. These doors are just straight scraping along the floor and when they're not supposed to be, or at least not as much as they're supposed to be.
It could also have been too that they probably sank a little bit though too, is because normally when they're constantly being used, they're always sitting in the position that they need to be.
Yeah, it's something is making it so these doors are just hard scraping across the door or floor, so you just have to muscle it along. It is very loud. Luckily, as far as you guys are aware, all of the pirates have been cleared of this area, at least on the outside.
As far as you're
Granted, with how hard these doors were to open, if there were any pirates in here, you'd be like, why?
Or the other thing is though too, at that point there, it's unknown if there may have been another entrance into the building that wasn't as bad as this.
Giving it a quick look, there is a side entrance, but it's just as fucked as this one. Nobody's been in this building.
So
but when do you guys get inside?
away from the island. Interesting. This is 60 years ago that we're talking about for the fall
70.
of 70 years ago. So 70 years, and they're still not come to the island. And she's talking as as they're going.
No, wait, back up. The Pride's Fall went missing 70 years ago. The island was decommissioned and abandoned 30 years ago.
30 years ago. And they're not here. So why are they not here? And she is talking as they're walking.
So upon entering this building, due to how little traffic this area or this complex was supposed to get, there's no like waiting or sitting areas or anything. As soon as you open these double doors, you are in the actual relay room, and you can see as far as you were told and everything from the blueprints, at any given time there's probably only 6, maybe 8 people here at the absolute height of its use. When it was decommissioned, there were only 3. And you can see that there are 4 stations that could have been used to receive communications. And you can tell that 3 of them are in way more disuse than the 4th. The 4th is, it's dusty, but it only has like 30 years of dust buildup, not like 50.
Well, this place hasn't seen much use.
If you guys, if you could say with absolute certainty that the pirates have not been in this particular building.
It probably bodes well for us, truth be told.
I'm assuming at this point we've already walked into the building, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looking in the room with the relay, you can see that there is one door leading to a bathroom, another door leading to like a small kitchenette break room style area, another one leading from off of that. There's another door that leads to like a storage, would be like the mop closet and everything like that. A second door in the kitchenette would lead to the pantry, quote unquote. And then also off the kitchenette would be the secondary entrance to this building. All in all, the building itself is still pretty small. When you're looking at the thing, you're like, this is the second largest building. If this complex held 8 people at its max, 8 people would make this space feel cramped. Oh, right. Another room leading to like a what you guys are guessing from the blueprints would be the records room. And you guys would know that there were talks in the early 90s of digitizing all of the information and leaving it converting this to basically like a server room. And everybody was like, "What's the point?" So as far as you know, everything, all of the information, should be hard copies.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just going to
Well-
casually look at the group and just be like, well, I'm going to leverage my archaeology skills. I'm going to start shifting through random shit on tables.
And I'm
All right.
probably gonna. I'm probably
No,
gonna
don't be
say here-
random. We want to do it in a system so we don't have to, so we don't get
Oh, well,
confused
yeah, I mean,
partway through and start
yeah,
searching the same
that's
shit
what I'm saying.
twice.
I like starting at one side of the room and just like going through like anything that's like, you know, book related type stuff that looks like it could be, you know, logbooks and whatnot.
Now, there's a couple problems when you go to start this. A, it's dark as fuck in here.
I have a camera with a flash.
Counterpoint.
Well,
Why
thing
would
is, that flash is a second.
That's useful. That's useful once every 2 seconds.
you just use a flashlight? Come on now.
I mean, if I could have like if in our gear we would have like say the I forget what they're called, the little snap glowy stick thing.
A glow stick?
Claire.
All
right.
That's the one, yeah.
Here's the thing.
Not any of those.
What I was getting at is there's a second problem. The light, easy enough to deal with. You guys expected that problem. The problem you didn't expect was that while they never digitized and turned the records room into like a server room, they did add an electronic lock, which despite the power having been gone for 30 years, is still operating on backup power and is still active.
Probably pulling the most amount of power of anything around you.
It's probably running, depending on the year, it could have been running off of like a makeshift RTG. If it's been
Wait
running
a
on
minute,
backup
wait a minute.
power all this time.
What? What do you? I thought we were in this room.
So there's the relay room,
Uh-huh.
and then off of that there's 3 doors: one to the kitchenette,
Yeah.
one to the bathroom, and one to the records room. The records room is currently locked with the
Oh.
electronic lock.
Oh, sorry. See, I was under the impression that like, you know, there would be some like scattered documents and stuff.
Oh no, there are. If you want to if you want to take or if you want to check this room first before dealing with the electronic lock, you absolutely can. And if that's what you're rolling for, then yeah,
Oh yeah. I mean, I will look through what's available currently. I mean, I have absolutely no fucking shit to do with electronic lockpicking skills and shit.
If it's electronic lock, if it's still operational, while you're taking a look around the room at the documents, I can take a swing at the lock and see what I can do.
All right, I think technically what you should be rolling is search, but you put points into archaeology, so fuck it, I'll let you roll it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm making that is the statement I'm making in character. Like, I went to the University of Edinburgh. I'm a smart fucker. So
I'll let you roll it.
I'm basically making the joke about that.
Is there like assist rules off curiosity?
I couldn't find any. I'm gonna say if somebody like wants to an assist, they can just throw. You don't have to roll. You can just throw a 10% at them.
Okay,
Alright,
I'll
roll
throw
help
it.
out there.
I'll throw a 10% out to one of them.
Imagine it's one person per roll, yeah?
Yeah. It's kind of the thing of like you can have 4 people searching a room. The problem is diminishing returns.
Can one of us, Can
Try to.
we have like one each?
Yeah.
Would
So-
this help
okay,
us
so
instead you have the foreign language of Greenlandic? Do you think that would probably play in the favor of that?
I'm not gonna have you guys roll it. I'm just gonna say you guys know enough of it to be able to read what you're looking for. Because when you're looking in this room, you've noticed that there are 3 languages basically printed on everything. There's English because this is this was designed for dealing with North American ships as well as ships coming out of Europe. But because this is a relay station that is ostensibly tied to the country of Greenland, the second language is Greenlandic. Third one is French because dealing with Canada. You tell the French doesn't get used very often. The English and Green Atlantic are the two that are the heaviest in use. But yeah, Kieran, you can go ahead and throw archaeology. We haven't come up with a decent way of dealing with modifiers, so just roll it, and if you within the 10%, then I know we know what you're looking for.
Okay.
See, like that, you did plus 10% would make you succeed.
Let's go!
Yay!
By our forces combined.
Yay!
But if anything, are you still fine with me tinkering at the electronic lock to see if I can get us in?
Yeah, I'll have you roll that.
Would you
what
say
else?
it would be mechanic or electrician?
Didn't you take like locksmith?
I have mechanic, mathematics. Yeah, I do have lock picking. The
Yeah,
thing is, though, with it being an electronic lock, wouldn't it make sense to be electrician?
I
Because
mean,
lock
you
picking
could
usually
roll
falls more
either.
towards center.
I am just saying, if you have general knowledge of getting through locks, it applies to any lock.
Even though the lock picking sits at 30 and electrician sits at 50.
To be
I'll let
fair, it's mostly newer electronic locks that are electrical. Older style electronic locks from like 30 odd year back would still have the mechanical lock part.
But it's still electrical nonetheless. Because in a sense, there you could technically try to have it override and make it think that
the
something went
easiest
through
thing
to
to do in
unlock
this
it.
situation is go with whatever skill the DM says.
I mean, I was still deciding. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to describe what Kieran has found. Or didn't find, specifically. You start digging through all of the papers here. You notice a lot of memos dealing with the decommissioning of the facility, which makes sense given the room. And they were probably the last transmissions here. So a lot of the people before they got shipped out were probably like, why would I put this in the records room? I'm going to be out of here in 2 months anyway. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
So there's also a lot of papers that have a lot of like, fuck insert company here, fuck the government, fuck all these other things. They're taking away this job. We still have a use out here. You do find a couple of like old school Playboys from the early 90s.
Those go in my bag.
Fair enough.
hey, plastic Playboy? Like that's worth money in some places.
I actually think. Never mind. Moving on. You find a couple of you find like a pack of cigarettes that still has like 2 cigarettes in it. What else did you find here? Oh, you don't find any. You don't find the last communication with the prize wall, which makes sense. You check this while KK was dealing with the lock under the. Maybe somebody was looking at it in the last couple days and just said fuck it and left it out. But you knew you probably weren't gonna find it here.
Yeah.
The only interesting thing that you do find is you do find somebody's old journal that they kind of left here, and given that the thing is full, you're probably like, oh, that's why they left it here. They probably just didn't care. And most of it is just day-to-day nonsense, like another day on the fucking island. Here I am staring at screens. Oh, we got a communication. Oh, nope, they didn't mean to contact us. They just fucked up. Oh, is that an S? Nope, not an SOS. Oh, I got beaten in chess by Werner again. Yay. Until you get to like the last couple entries. The last couple entries start getting a little odd as the person starts describing. Werner keeps saying he's hearing things out by the dock. Something about something climbing on the underside of the dock. He's never actually seen the thing, but he knows something is there, or he claims he knows something is there. He keeps saying he keeps hearing like a whale up by the dock, except whales would be too goddamn big to be by the docks. They'd be beached. We'd be able to see them, or they'd be too small to make the sounds he's describing.
That's interesting. I'm definitely going to pocket that journal.
Alright.
Along with like while sifting through the.
Hang on,
records.
do you share that information?
Well, give me a minute. Whilst going through all that stuff, I'll get like pictures or basically take any stuff that's not people bitching, that might be somewhat relevant. Probably leaving most of it though. But the journal, like in the time while the lock and that's been dealing with, and flicking through the journal and reading that stuff. Probably head out to the door. Like, can I see the dock from the door?
Oh yeah, pretty easily. When you're looking at this complex, like the 4 buildings, they're almost arrayed in like a semicircle, with the main doors pointing out toward the dock.
Right. Yeah, I'd just be sort of standing there for a minute reading this. Like, how the fuck would you hear a whale from the docks?
Wait, what did you just say?
You kind of look back. According to this journal, one of the guys here was saying he could hear something like crawling under the docks.
She pulls out her notebook and starts looking at what the one who was acting funky on the.
Then they could hear whales. There's
What?
no way in hell you would get a whale that close. I mean, look at it. And he kind of gestures down to where the boat and everything is.
Yes, but that's not the first time I've heard that.
What do you mean?
Well, the other day, one of our members had a little bit of a psychotic break, and she starts reading her notes. And
Oh, really? Yeah, this is when the camera gets switched into video and starts like recording casually. Like 2 years down the line, when the camera's found in a snowdrift or something, it's going to be that like low angle looking up.
Oh.
I'll
tell you what, Grover will ask you, can I see that journal real quick, Karen?
Yeah, sure. Pass it on.
What's the gap between the first entry and the last entry?
Say standard. Say this journal had 150 pages. It's about 150 days.
I'll tell you what. I've seen some stories like this 100 times. People, they get stuck on an island or stuck in a boat or some other small space for a period of time. They go fucking crazy. People aren't meant to be isolated in cramped quarters for this long of a period of time. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
yes, but the person who was on our ship, it only took them 5 days.
The person on our ship was recovering from their first combat situation where they almost died.
This was before that. That happened
This
before the
was
fight.
before any fight we had. And she starts going through her notes. This is the reason why I keep notes.
Alright, well, in any case, if you're worried about these imaginary noises and monsters, the best course of action is to find what we're looking for and get out of here as fast as possible, then.
Well, I agree with that.
Personally, I'm going to be more worried about the pirates.
I'm still going to agree with you, but I'm still a little bit leery about that little journal message.
I mean, that's totally fair. I mean, in my own case, I did literally do a university course on anthropology.
Mm-hmm.
Surely this interests me.
Of course. But if it's the exact
yeah,
same conversation that had happened,
to Grover.
the exact same conversation just happened to me 5 days ago to one of our psychotic breaks.
Also,
I mean, to be fair, it is a relatively common thing.
a key difference, though, Dr. Payne, is when the man on the ship described it. He described it as a whale crossed with a bandsaw.
A whale crossed with a bandsaw. As she looks at this, a whale crossed with a bandsaw. Either way, I think we should get going. We only have, like, possibly less than 12 hours right now.
Given the time of year and looking at where the sun is, you guys are gonna probably only have 6 hours before dark.
We have 6 hours.
Welcome to being on the further side of the northern hemisphere during approaching winter.
Yeah.
Which is why they're like, maybe you guys will end up staying on the island. We don't know. But anyway, KK, back over to you. So what I have decided is, I am going to let you roll electric, but I'm going to throw you an extra 5% because you are proficient in lockpicking, with the additional 10 from Karsa.
So I have an additional 15% total.
Yeah, so just roll it normal, and if it falls within that 15 range, then I'll adjudicate success from failure. Wouldn't have mattered.
Fudge.
All right, so you're looking at this lock, and you begin working on it, and you're not entirely sure where the backup power source is. It's probably in the records room itself, which is probably would make sense, given if it's still active. It would have had to been shielded from the worst of the elements. The other thing you're thinking about is if you are unable to bypass or reroute the power, or I guess just bypass it, you're probably going to have to get the main power back online to disengage this lock.
Out of interest, what's the door itself like?
Made out of the same material, probably some type of steel, like the front door was. Although you could easily tell just by like kind of banging on it that it's more reinforced. You could burn your way through if you really want to. You guys have oxyacetylene torches on the ship. If you wanted to just cut a hole in the door, you can.
It's just that I'd recommend being careful because you don't know if there's any paper records sitting up close to the door if you do decide to cut through the door.
And if Max wanted to do it his way, you could throw a breach charge on the door and get through it too.
But that also takes the risk of damaging whatever's on the other side because you don't know what direction the blast is going to affect on the building.
Yes.
Yeah. So currently, as it stands, your options are get the power back, get the main generator back online, cut your way through it with a welding torch, or blast the fucker down. If you guys have other ideas, throw them at me. But those are the three that the DM is throwing to you.
I'd say probably the big one is that probably try to get the main power back online, because if it's back online, it might open up a lot of the other locks that may be sitting in the other buildings that we have yet to explore.
Yeah, but if we linger in one place too long, or we fail, we're right back to square one.
Well, I mean,
the thing is, though, if the generator fails, then it leaves you two other options.
Yeah, to KK's point, if the generator, if you can't get the
safer
generator
option.
back online, then you can't just cut the door.
It's just one of those is a safer option because at that point, there, depending on what happens, it may potentially allow you to get the lights back on and might be able to see things a little clearer.
Yeah. Kieran, are you snapping photos inside the relay room after you're done searching?
He just said he had to BRB.
Ah, damn it. All right.
We could just assume that he is snapping photos.
Yeah, but I need him to roll something at that point. But moving on. Circle back to him when he comes back.
I'm fine to try and get the power back on, though.
And just like I was saying, if anything, it'd probably be the safest option because if you try to cut the door with the torch, you don't know if there's any paperwork sitting on the other side that might be important. And if you demo the thing, it may cause structural integrity or might damage the structure to the point to where it may not be.
Or definitely not demoing it. That's not happening.
Well, as Max would understand it, when I say put on a door breach, those are designed to just destroy the door.
Yeah, but from what's been
said, I know.
I'm reinforced as it is.
I know. This is me, the DM, throwing you as much information as you can or as I feel you guys would know, to make your decisions.
That's fair, but I'm just not enthused about the idea of saying that we're supposed to any build this old and decrepit.
Yeah, I mean that. Again, I'm just throwing you guys the information you would have. Decisions are still yours.
But if that's the play, let's pack up and get headed to the power building.
Well, good news. It's next one over.
The power building one, if I recall.
Let's go.
Yep. The generator building sits between the relay building and the bunk building, or I should say the living quarters. A much better way of saying it. The other thing, 2K's point, getting the generator back online is if you guys had to stay on the island or decided to, getting the generator back online means you guys would have light and heat.
Fair enough.
I think one big thing is that I'll probably be saying this at the same time here is that if we're managing to get the generator back on or trying to get it back on, I'd say we try to disconnect it from all the other grids and just keep it for the power station to begin with, because we don't know if it was shut down normally or if it popped a fuse in the process trying to power everything. So, like, say if a surge came through or something like that, and it caused something to pop. So if you have it disconnected,
Yeah,
then we
my
can
only
at least help
reservation
isolate things.
about restoring power is that if the pirates are watching this place, that is certainly going to attract their attention.
Well, again,
Well, the thing is though that you think the big massive boat off to the side is not already attracting the attention as it is.
Oh, Captain Bell was very upfront with if they didn't know somebody was here, then they're not an issue, because look at this fucking thing.
Yep, fair enough.
And the thing is, well, too, if we get the lights on, if anything, though, too, we can technically have an advantage because we can probably process through things a lot quicker than we did if we're in the dark.
Having the lights on would only really give you away at night. And if somebody is going to raid you at night, it means they are willing to risk the cold and whatever wildlife happens to be on the island. Because while it isn't winter yet, you are still very far north.
It's like somewhere around the beginning of autumn, probably.
End of autumn.
Adjustment cold.
So, like the nighttime temperatures, as far as you guys know from the command group looking at the meteorology reports and sending them to everybody, tonight it'll probably get down to like 2 Fahrenheit. So, what would that be?
Very uncomfortable.
Billy.
Negative 30 Celsius.
Thank you.
Sorry, we only use freedom units around these parts.
That's
That's why it's abbreviated with an F.
You would if you were in America. But you're not American.
And I'd say at this point here, while everyone else is doing all their thing, can I just start walking out towards the
Oh yeah. No, you guys are
Yeah,
walking.
we're all going to the power building together at this point.
You guys are walking and talking. You guys are getting there. Getting inside the power building.
We wouldn't be separating normally. That's not gonna happen.
I mean, all right. So here's the thing. You guys are like, let's not split the party.
Mhm.
It would even from the farthest 2 buildings apart, which is the storage building and the relay building, it would still only take you 1 turn to get anywhere else in the complex.
Okay.
Like the complex is not big, and it was done on purpose.
Well, like you said, this was meant for like 8 people, right?
Yeah. It's like it's if you've seen the thing, the Kurt Russell version, the complex is probably only about that size in total. Except there's more use outside because this isn't Antarctica.
Yeah.
So you guys get to the generator building. This is a little easier to get into. You do have to force the doors open again in the same manner, but it's just a rinse repeat thing, so I'm not gonna make you re-roll it.
All right. Grover pulls out the screwdriver and the hammer.
Yup. Getting inside the generator building, you see exactly why this is the smallest, as it houses just the generator.
Yeah, it's the power station.
Yeah. In a area where where the weather didn't get as bad, you would figure that this probably wouldn't even have a building. It would probably just have a chain link fence with some razor wire and a way to put a cover over it if need be for rain.
Given the time, I assume this is an oil generator or is it electric?
It'll probably be diesel, if anything.
Yeah, it'd be a diesel one. It looked like that they're when they were talking about converting the records room into a server room, of updating the generator as well to being a wrong wording. Adding a secondary generator to it that ran off solar. But given it's Antarctica, or not Antarctica, given it's Greenland, there would have been too much cloud cover, especially for the 90s solar panels, and it just wouldn't have been financially feasible. So this is still just a straight diesel generator, and it's old. They probably haven't updated it since the even before it got decommissioned, maybe late 70s.
All right. Well, let's take a look at it. See if we can see what's wrong.
I'm probably going to find a fuse box to see if I can try to reroute it towards only at the power station at that point there, so it helps keep as little load as possible in the generator to potentially make it easier to start.
You do that. In the meantime, I'll see why it stopped in the first place.
Well, why it stopped in the first place? Easy enough. It's not fuel.
Fuel?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Would we be able to use fuel from the skiff in order to power this?
Yeah, and if you need more, you can easily just hop on the skiff, take the half hour to go back to the boat, load up some more, and come back.
If you want to hesitate, either you could try to get it to do a quick start, a couple of puffs to see if it'll even turn over in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, you can grab some jerry cans off the skiff, come in, throw a couple gallons in it just to do a quick test run. You load it in, you prime it, you hit the lever that's a pain in the ass, go to hit the button, and nothing happens.
If it's got a torque wrench, we could try to see if we could turn it over by hand to see if the engine's seized in the first place. Because if it seized, then yeah, it's not going to turn.
Alright. We are getting to the point where the GM is lacking knowledge on things. You're just gonna have to accept that. I'm going to tell you that the thing doesn't work.
I am going to try to roll a craft mechanic to see if I can make it work again, because I am also out of my depth here.
If I ask, what's your craft mechanic sitting at?
Well, the thing is, like, what's your craft skill?
60.
The percentage. So the thing is, you're looking at this, you would probably need both mechanic and electrician to get this working right. Because as you're looking, you went to the fuse box. That is probably the most updated thing on here. Is they pulled the fuse box and actually put a industrial breaker on it instead.
So I can roll mechanic if you want to roll electrician.
I can try.
So the good news about the breaker, and this is something that I understand because I live in a modern day, most people have breakers in their houses, is if you want to shut off specific parts of the specific circuits, it's as easy as just moving a switch from on to off.
I'm assuming these breakers are probably labeled.
Oh yeah. Well, they used to be. The labels aren't. You can't read them anymore.
Well, the thing is, if the thing is covered, it may be a little eligible, but it depends on your luck at that.
Nah, man, it's 30 years of nobody updating this. I've seen 30-year-old scratch on breakers in houses. You can't read a fucking thing, man. That's in houses where the shit was getting used.
So I'd say probably, if anything, is that if this is the generator run here, I'm probably gonna just turn off everything in the time being to give as much room for the generator to have that chance to start at that point. And to answer your question for you, GM, is I grew up in a household that was wrapped heavily around mechanics.
Yo, I mean, I get it. It's like, I know a couple things about it, but it's a thing of, you could get specific with it all you want. It's not going to change the roles, man.
Yeah, I can try running electrician since I have it sitting at 50.
All right, so the first thing you guys are realizing is when you hit the button, you are hearing the starter.
Like it's trying to click it.
Yeah. So it's not that the generator is completely useless currently. This is that something is keeping it from catching and turning over. That much I know.
So it's the case where it's like, all right, we take it apart and we see what's wrong.
Yeah. Now, before you guys commit to this is not a quick job.
Should probably be like at least a few hours, I reckon.
It might even take a couple days, depending on how bad it is.
So I'd say if anything, we could probably do. If anything, we can still try rolls for the first time there. If it doesn't work, then we can start pulling it apart a little bit, see what there is. If it's extension damage, then we can probably just head back to the ship and then take care of it while we have daylight.
Yeah. So I would like both of you to roll, and effectively, what both of these rolls are going to determine is how long it takes to fix. If you both roll critical failures, the fucking thing is dead. There's no fixing it.
There's no fixing it at that point. Yeah, that makes sense.
And if the critical success is probably a couple hours.
If you both critical success, it'll be done by sundown.
Right.
And then based on that, the other combinations are.
I'm assuming we still have these whatever percentage is active, or no?
Yeah, I was gonna pop one of the 10%.
You can both each take a one of the points. Will leave you at 3 out of 5.
Oh, what? Could I give them a help?
Do you have craft mechanic or craft electrician?
Electrician.
No.
Then I'm going to say no. This is going to be something that you would need at least some amount of training in to help.
Yeah, that's not happening. Okay. I just have science biology. No problem.
Yeah, because your help can easily just be holding up flashlights, but that is not enough to do a percentage boost, in my opinion.
Okay.
Moral support.
I'm just gonna give you some.
It's like when you bring your little kid along. To help you on the car.
Yeah, basically. Now, remember, Karsa, the other side of that is you're the only one that, in the group that has surgery.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, if you want to, Miss Payne, too, while we're probably working on this here, you could probably try asking me a question to see if you can learn more about my history, since you know very little about me.
Oh, that.
And she starts.
If you're telling Dr. Payne to pester. Cool. You want me to apply penalties to you?
Well, that's the thing. KK says that after 5 minutes, Grover tells her to get the fuck out.
Yeah, because you are just in the way at that point. At which point Max has to do double duty at the flashlights.
Max just puts on a headlamp.
Mechanic roll coming in hot. Let's see if I can start us off on the right foot.
Come on. Oh, no, it's success.
Look, she asked for it, so I was willing to help her through.
Yeah, all right.
Here's the electrician. 20.
All right. Well, I mean, Karsa, think about this. The next time you when Survivors comes home, ask him if when he's working on his PLCs, if he wants somebody sitting there asking him about his family history. I guarantee he'll be like, I would tell them to get the fuck out.
Well, actually, no, he would be talking to me exactly about the PLC and not about the history. He'd tell me everything that I did not need to know about PLC, since I don't have a clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you start asking about these random things, and like anybody who's focusing on something will just start talking about whatever they're focused on, usually. Now, KK could be different about that, but Grover apparently is just like hearing you yapping about this shit. It's just like, you're distracting me. Get the fuck out.
Well, look, she asked, so that's why I was willing to bring out my notebook and start talking, writing it down.
The thing is, if anything, is that it'd probably be after the diagnostics, so. Because I know that would be great for the medical staff to actually have some form of record on me, besides the very little notes, as far as I'm aware, that they have.
I mean, you could give her that all you want, because you're gonna wake up one night in sleep paralysis with Dr. Megan with a rolling tray next to you with a bunch of tools that you don't know what they do.
Yes, my precious.
When we rolled up onto the island there, I was going to say a line here, but we got already to everything there. I was going to say this reminded me of the complex of the island that I live on.
I mean, you could say that while you're working at some point.
I'll probably do that. Then I'd be like, after when we're going through everything here, it's like these systems here remind me of some of the old complexes that sit on my island.
Really?
I don't know what they did. All I know is that some of the things I found here were underground and halfway flooded.
With both of you succeeding, you guys can put your heads together and figure out that the problem with this generator is it's old and a lot of the parts have worn out. It's fixable, but it's not an easy fix. It's not easy in that it's gonna. What I mean by not easy is it's gonna take time, and you are gonna have to take large parts of this generator apart. Now the good news is you don't need it to work for long. You only need it to work for at most a week, if that.
Yeah. So if anything,
Maybe
it
even
should
just
take
like
about
a
a
few
day.
minutes just to get the electronic lock open.
It should take, if anything, like a day or two of repair to get it working. If anything, from the sounds of it.
2 to 3.
Hmm.
But by the time you guys get the diagnostic complete, look outside, the sun is starting to set. The resource team has made its way back to the complex and has kind of been camped outside. A couple of them tried to get the storage shed open, but they were not as successful as you guys were in getting doors open, and kind of gave up at some point.
Fair enough.
I mean, Max, if you want, you can go over and help him out and just get the door open. I'm not gonna have you roll for it. You saw exactly how Grover did it.
Yep. And whatever help you guys need, I'll try to provide.
Well, it's not them. It's the other team that was like looking for fresh water or like maybe like random succulents and whatnot on the island.
Yeah, there might be random canned goods or supplies inside the storage building.
Yeah, they decided while they were waiting on you guys for the security team to come back. They're like, well, we can at least crack the storage shed open. So I'd leave it to you if you want to just open the door for them, because what I'm getting
I'll
is,
open the door.
all right, so you pop that door open and then go back to holding flashlights or whatever.
Yeah.
These guys will come back out and basically be like, well, we're not sure how comfortable we are eating 30-year-old food, but there are some canned goods in there. Also, when they left, they decided that somebody had to mop and then didn't toss out the bucket. That smells real bad in there.
Ugh.
Yeah. Then you guys, while this dude's like explaining to it, and this is like right around the time you guys finish with the doing the diagnostic and are basically putting together a parts list and tool list, and basically giving the framework about the steps you guys, and the steps you guys need to take and what needs to get done first.
Basically putting together like a list before we head back to the ship.
Yeah. Somebody from the storage shed will let out a scream and come running out, and then collapse onto the ground, holding their calf.
Okay. At this point in time,
Looks like a job for you.
I
Looking over to
will
Megan.
head over there and check and see what's going on. They've collapsed completely?
Well, collapsed as in they've dropped to the ground and are holding their leg and screaming.
All right. I will diagnose. Medicine?
Yeah. And you get up to this person. It's one of the... let's say it's one of the comms team, because I like picking on them.
Okay. Success.
She is holding her leg, saying, something bit me, something bit me, something bit me.
Do you know what? And I look and see what type of
Based on the size and how fast it's welling up, it looks like a spider bite.
Wait a minute.
Because you know, and Dr. Chen told you this, there are no venomous snakes on this island.
Oh, great. You have been bit by a spider.
Oh, wait, no, that's not good. I'm gonna die!
No, but we need to get you back.
All right.
Calm down. It will be fine.
No, you're gonna eat my liver or some shit.
Wait, what?
If
Why would I
anyone
eat
has-
your liver?
I don't know, you're weird.
I don't have cans of beans with me.
No, there's canned fava beans in there.
Well, I don't like them
We're doing
anyway.
Karsianti.
I'd say at that point there, if someone has a radio at that point, I'd say radio the ship and have someone start looking up on information on what insects or what things are native to the island.
Well, that's
So
the
you can
thing.
help start narrowing things down.
That's the thing. I mean, people can run into the shack and try to catch one, or not the shack, the storage side.
I think I'd rather not, because we don't have light and the sun is starting to set.
I mean, you guys have handheld lights, but
Yeah, but
I
that's
leave
not
it
going
to
to
you
help with
guys.
something. I think getting them back to the ship and getting taken care of, and probably have someone there looking at data stuff on the ship as it is. 'Cause
They're
by then we
already-
should be able to-
they're already getting picked up and taken to a skiff. It's basically been decided that the other security guy that was with their team goes up to Max. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and load that one up and take him back early. It does mean we're gonna have to make a second trip with your skiff to get the rest of the people back."
I'd say if anything.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, had him out there all this time. As soon as they go into the one thing, I was just like, you should probably be careful. That's when they get fucking bit. Fucking civilians.
Yeah, I'm probably on the vote here is that I'm assuming at this point here we probably have whatever we need to get this thing up and running, so. Or all the parts, whatever tools we'll need written down by then.
Yeah. Since you're technically the one in the engineering team, I'll let you take the list and you can take it to your team lead.
Kieran, now that you're back, I have to rewind a little bit. Were you taking pictures in the relay station after like you guys did the initial search and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, then I would like you to roll an alertness roll with a +20 on it.
Okay, you know what? To make it easy, I'm actually just going to add 20 onto that when I roll it.
Oh, you failed.
Oh well.
But how does a photographer have low alertness?
It could be
Well,
he just got
Other
out-
people
he
tell you what
just-
to look
he-
at.
He just got out of school. That's what it is. He just got out of school, so he may not have the experience fully behind it. He just has the school knowledge behind it. Because with schools they have controlled environments, and this one here, this isn't really a controlled environment at this point.
Or they're just hyper focused.
I mean,
Tunnel visioned.
Yeah.
alertness doesn't play into the I know what I'm looking for to make good photos. Alertness is catching something you aren't ready for. So Kieran knows what he's looking for. His art photography is 60, which honestly is what I'd make him roll to find good scenic photos. But this didn't have anything to do with the photos themselves. It just happened to be something that could happen while he was taking photos.
Yeah, see, the problem is someone brought their cat who has been sitting on my head the entire time. Because that gif is adorable. That is quality.
Wait, what?
There's a gif in the Discord.
All right. But you guys get the the person who got bit by the spider. You get them on a skiff. You head back. Is any of the team heading back on that particular skiff?
I'll head back
Guys.
on that skiff.
All right.
I'd probably also say
No, you can't go
I'd
back
probably
Why not?
because you're a fucking medical person.
Well, I have a
I
medical
pointed the- I pointed the
emergency.
skip, and they've got an entire medical team back on the fucking ship. If you fuck off, we don't.
All right, fine, I'll stay. Just
All right.
get him
At this
back.
point here is that I could probably say, like, if no one objects, I could probably head back and start talking to my team lead, and we can start getting the parts done sooner than later for the generator.
Well, I do want to ask real quick. It's like Grover and KK are handling the generator for like multiple hours at this point, up until sundown. What's the rest of the party do until then? 'Cause that's a pretty large time gap. If you guys can think of anything
Max
productive
is
to
just
do.
covering everybody.
Max was basically in there making sure your guys' lights were where they needed to be, for the most part. You know, doing the little kid thing.
Okay.
But yeah, Kieran, because you stepped away, they decided to turn on the main generator in order to like to help with the electronic lock because KK couldn't get it open. And while they were looking around, they decided that being unable to bypass it, the only real way to do anything to it is to get the main power back online. Because all the backup generator is supposed to do is just maintain the lock. That's all it does.
Yeah, that's fair.
So they went to the generator, went to turn it on. It starts to turn over, but doesn't catch. So they decided to take it apart and try and diagnose the problem. So you have probably 4 to 5 hours. Well, not probably. You have 4 to 5 hours where they're dealing with that to do basically whatever the fuck you want.
Well, during that time, I would document the fuck out of this place.
Easily enough.
Just in terms of just sort of wandering around, checking out stuff, taking photos. Probably like idly check the doors to other buildings as I'm going around.
All these buildings have the exact same problem. So if you
Yeah.
want to get into one, you can. You saw how Grover did it because he critically succeeded. I'm not making anybody roll to get through these doors. It is as simple as taking a screwdriver, putting it in the keyhole, and giving it a couple good whacks with the hammer. Because while they paid to have very good doors, apparently the locks were second rate.
Well, I mean, fair enough. We'll just disrespect them to that point. You know, I mean, when you stick something in there and jiggle it about, and then stuff happens, suddenly
Babies come out.
It wasn't how it used to be, and currently is how it shouldn't be.
All right. So are you going for the living quarters or the storage shed, which might retcon some shit that just happened?
Well, it wouldn't be a fuck up on anything else if I'm going over to the living quarters.
No. But everything that happened.
I am mildly interested to potentially find out if there's any further info in there regarding what was his name, Werner.
All right. Easily enough, you pop this open. Dr. Bacon, while this is happening, you got told to get the fuck out of the generator room.
Yeah.
Max is staying closer to the generator room, helping where he can with that, and by helping I mean holding up lights, and basically being there if they need him to hand stuff or lift something or do any of that. What are you doing? As you see Kieran literally pop the lock on the living quarters and head inside.
Was this before or after?
Yes. Before the spider bite. The spider bite is happening roughly around sundown, which is when the resource team came back. Because you guys were told that when the security team will head back to the complex because they're actually going to camp at the complex, but they didn't want anybody leaving the island until they did a head count.
That makes sense on their part.
Okay, well, then I'll probably be heading with Kieran.
All right. Kieran, the creepy Dr. Payne is there with you.
I'm not that
around,
creepy.
I've been around creepy medical personnel attached to military units in the past.
I would say you're a war photographer. You've seen people with worse personalities.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I just have an experimental personality.
Yeah, I mean, I probably look at Grover and Schemax and immediately associate them with like 30 other people that are very similar. And like, yeah, I'm not going to get in their way because they know what they're doing.
Also, well, the vibe you get from Max is sociopathic tendencies.
Yeah.
That is in fact the one.
I mean, the funny thing is, like, is this adjacent to the real world?
What do you mean?
Because if Call of Duty exists,
in
this universe,
yes.
I am totally not calling him Schemax. I'm calling him Discount Ghost.
I mean, you can if you want, but yes, it's as far as this is, assume because it is 2024 November of the real world, as far as you guys are concerned.
Okay.
Fair. Right. You are now officially dubbed Discount Ghost.
So he's DG,
Yeah.
which is funny because both of those letters are in his last name, so Max might not take offense to this. But I leave that to Max when this eventually
Yeah.
happens.
Wouldn't be
But
the
when
worst
you,
thing he's been called.
when you get into the living quarters, immediately upon entering the door, the first room that you see is think of it like a common area, like you would picture in like a hotel room. Like you could see the kitchenette in the back. It's a very open one.
Mm.
It's definitely bigger than the kitchenette in the relay room. But you can see there's two tables set up in here that have 4 chairs around it each. Or there used to be 2 tables set up. One has been pushed into the corner when the excess chairs have been stacked on top of it, giving like the area a little bit more room. And the other table has been pulled more into like the center with the chairs around it. There are 2 other entryways, one to the left, one to the right. If you look to the left, that is where everyone is bunking down. You can see that there were 4 bunk beds, but at some point they must have decided that there weren't going to be enough people here, or they knew there weren't going to be enough people here, and the top 4 beds have been removed at some point and are no longer here. So there are only 4 beds that have. You could call them 4-poster beds if you want, but it wouldn't be true.
Yeah.
Because yes, there are 4 posts, but there are clearly posts that have been cut, and you could see some like old bloodstains on them from people that swung their legs over too low and cut themselves.
Mhm.
This was not done smartly. It was probably done by people on the island that just had enough of like, why do we even have these top bunks? Nobody uses them. Funnily enough, Max, you actually find the old beds out behind the living quarters, just kind of heaped in a pile.
See, they missed the extra storage opportunity to use them as shelves. Oh well.
True.
And then on the right is the rec area. You can see that they had a ping pong table, a foosball table, and what was probably an air hockey table at some point. But it's
foosball and hockey. What's foosball?
So the air hockey has been like pushed into a corner and turned over. Clearly, it had the air pressure system had probably broken and nobody knew how to fix it, so they're just like, we'll put it over here.
That's fair.
If you're specifically looking for like personal effects to see anything about Werner, you head in to the bunk area, and there are like there is storage space by each of the beds. There is both a locker and a foot locker that are named.
Oh, if any of them say Werner, I'm going straight to them.
Well, none of them say Werner. None of them say Werner, but there is one that has like, man, it's funny, Werner Hrolfsson. I will type it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better.
Okay, well.
This makes me laugh because I knew you guys were gonna be like, "Can you type that?"
Yeah.
Rolfson. Okay.
Yeah.
Hrolfsson.
Hrolfsson. You gotta hurt at the start.
Hrolfsson.
Yeah. If you guys haven't figured it out, this is just a very long-winded way of getting you guys into Skyrim.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. This sticks.
You're
with
finally awake.
Yeah. We got caught trying to cross the border.
Anyway,
Now the thing is, do I end it on that anyway?
I'm holding the flashlight to at least help him in some way.
Unlike with the generator, like you guys could search on your own with your own flashlights looking around. It's just like with that particular thing, it's the light. There has to be enough light for them to see what they're doing and be able to use both of their hands.
Right. Okay.
So it's less that Max is running around holding like a flashlight over them, and more that every time they move around the generator, Max has to go move the work lights around.
Yeah, he's on he's on floodlight duty.
Yeah, because while you guys were able to bring a couple with on the skip, is not enough to light up the whole generator room.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of picturing like essentially I'm opening stuff, taking out like any kind of like stack of random stuff. I've got a flashlight like cradled, the shoulder to neck kind of hold, just like flicking through things, holding it within the light.
I go back to Kieran and I ask, do you know the name of the person that they said was acting weird?
Yeah, it was Werner or something. Didn't say it in the book, but then I found this, and he literally taps the sign on one of the lockers.
Yeah, and looking around.
Werner Trolfson.
Yeah, looking around, none of the other names have a W in either the first or the surname, because this isn't the part I want to make hard.
Great.
I'm assuming that this is the correct stuff because I had a glance around.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll to break into these. It's easy enough. Crowbar will get it. Yeah, crowbar will get you in easy enough.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they're probably gonna be 10 times easier than what the front door was.
Oh yeah. I mean these are like
school lockers.
Easily the high school lockers. So it's just like, even if you can't pry it completely open, a crowbar you can rip the corners out enough to look in and then grab anything.
All right, so I guess he crowbars and I start looking.
All right, so inside Werner's locker, you guys see some clothes that got left behind. These are old, ratty. They got like holes in them. You can easily see why this man would leave them behind. Some old work boots, which are actually in decent quality. Don't know why he would leave these behind. Then you pick them up and you're like, oh wait, nope, he wore these all the time. Oh my god. Oh, then you throw them outside.
Yes, the old everything's fine, and then you nudge it, and suddenly the stench hits you like a baseball bat. You're like, oh fucking hell, throw them out. Oh shit, that's a biohazard right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
I warned them about having hazmat suits, but no, they didn't want to have hazmat suits.
You know what? No. If a pair of boots ever smelled bad enough you needed a hazmat suit, the hazmat suit won't save you.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be like, I've done some training in the past, like nowhere near proper medical shit, or like proper military shit, but I have seen people going through the drills for NBC. If that was NBC worthy, the NBC suits would not save you.
I'm just saying this because I'm like, should have had some hazmat suits, but no, we have to have a spider bite. We have to have these nasty boots.
No, that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
That's in the future.
That's in the future.
Well, the other thing is though too is that I'd say like with the whole hazmat suit thing, even with the smell being that bad there, it would have just gone right through and you would have been suffocating in the suit at that point.
True enough.
You're like one of those poor guys in the inflatable suit that someone comes up and like has the fart spray or just actually farts in the air vent. And then you're just trapped in there with the stench.
Okay, moving on.
So yeah, we get rid of the biohazard boots.
Yes.
And then you see a man dressed all in black with a long black cloak and sunglasses on. He drops down, grabs the boots, going,
ah, shit,
and then runs away. Well, I say run. To him, he's running. To you guys, it just looks like he's teleporting.
What?
Yes, it's a Wesker joke. Deal with it.
You were going Wesker. So I was thinking 049, which I'm pretty sure is the Plague Doctor. You know, or maybe it was
yeah.
Bob the Necromancer, and today we're doing an unboxing.
No, if you're going
So
off
we
the
went from
SCP,
SCP to not an SCP. Got it.
well, the thing is, if it's SCP, yeah, 049 is the doctor.
I like that you know that off the top of your head too, KK.
Dude, 049 is probably like the second or third most well known.
I don't know. I
It
don't.
probably goes Weeping Angel, Unkillable Lizard, Plague Doctor.
I
That's
actually don't know that much
probably the
about
three
this.
most well known.
I don't know that much about the specific SCPs. I just know they exist. And there's one about a gun that shoots human teeth. That's the only one I know about.
Yeah.
Oh, I know one for you then. Why don't you go for 999? The double little
not-
yellow flushy that heals you.
I'm not using the SCP. Calm down.
I call use of 999 because I need a hug.
I call use of 999 because you guys go back in time and kill Hitler.
Fair enough. So I'm gonna steal SCP-5K and just go for a walk. Anyway, so what else do we find in the locker?
Well, you're starting to get an idea of what type of person Werner was or is, depending on if he whether he's still alive. Because additionally, after that, you look on the inside of the locker, and there are just you don't know how many. Well, no, you easily count, but there are like 8, maybe 10 images of just scantily clad to naked women on the inside.
Oh, it looks like somebody's a pal.
I see someone got lonely at night.
Hmm.
I wonder if they look
okay,
at
you
these
know-
dirty
you know
images
what?
while talking to somebody on the phone.
You know what? I'm going to judge these. Do I judge them as being decent?
Uh,
On a 56 with a target 60. Success.
oh, you mean for like actual artistic grounds?
Yeah.
I was gonna.
A couple of them are.
I thought it was gonna be like, hey, yeah, he's gonna find like a stain on one of them.
I don't know. A couple of them are. You can definitely tell some of them were more like amateur hour ones. Like a couple were like ripped out of like a calendar, and those are like the worst ones. No, actually, those are the best ones. And then a couple were like clearly printed off the internet. Those are the worst.
That's fair.
But this man clearly has a type. I could go into it, but I won't because Carson might get mad at me.
Well, to be fair. Okay, I can tell his type. I'm sort of just looking at them like,
So what's his favorite type?
Okay, Carson asked for it. It is. Petite redheads with this bag clear with B cups are smaller and like the
Dude, seriously, stop checking out my internet history. Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with this.
well,
with the
hang on.
that this man had.
The other thing is this man clearly dug bush. He would have done well in the 70s.
Again, will you stop checking out my internet history?
Okay, we're done.
I said she'd yell at me, and then she asked for the time. I'm like, okay, let's go.
We're done. We're done.
I mean, to be fair, I just agree on everything above here.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? I'm definitely taking those high quality ones from the calendars.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got it.
Out of interest, is there anything like under any of these pictures? Like I kind of like flick them up just to see if there's anything under them.
Oh yeah, all of them are rated.
I mean, I was meaning in terms of like any kind of messaging.
Oh no.
on the inside door.
That was just the inside of the door. Now we moved to the inside of the locker. So after we got to the, I had to do the funny thing first. So additionally in there, you find a couple other like logbooks. They're generic logbooks. They're not the ones you're looking for. They're in the wrong time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you guys are looking at these logbooks, each one has a year and a 3-month period stamped on the front.
I mean, yeah, like technically speaking, we have time, so like I would kind of flick through just to see if there was anything that stuck out, and then on finding that there's nothing, I'll be, oh well, that's kind of useless. Just sort of lift that book up onto the top so it's out of the way. Have a flick through.
Yeah,
taking like maybe 10-15 seconds per book.
Yeah, for the generic logbooks, nothing really. Like in this, because the relay station was shut down in the summer of '95. So you're looking at like probably the last year it was, or the logbooks for when the last year it was in commission. So you're seeing like January to March '94, April to June '94, continuing on till the end, until you get to April-June '95.
Yeah.
But you do find a really ragged book that was probably a journal at one point. Opening it up, somebody had gone to town on this thing. And by that I mean there are pages ripped out, pages ripped up. The back cover of the book is half missing.
Okay.
Somebody just grabbed this thing and started ripping. You do find some half entries.
Yeah, I was going to say there. Am I able to piece anything together from the remains around these tears and rips?
Yes. Clearly, Werner had either been here too long, had an overactive imagination, or was having a psychotic break. Because there are some mentionings of the dock whale, the thing in the water, describing the noises, which, when combined with what Dr. Megan had heard, you definitely hear something along the lines of like a whale or like, you know, those whale sounds combined with a grinding noise.
Oh wait, are we hearing this?
No. This is like, when you look at like 5 different entries, you kind of start piecing these together, or the remains of them.
So we're seeing the same whale sound grinding noise, the same psychotic break.
You don't know about the exact same, but it's something similar.
I'm going to take the information that we have and like sort of spread it out on the like nearest surface, probably one of the half bunks. I'd kind of like examine stuff for a couple of minutes, trying to think like, what might my occult knowledge infer? Because I have that as a skill.
Oh, nice.
Would that be of any use in regards to this?
I'll let you roll it, but when it comes to a lot of stuff like that, there actually is another skill for that. Bring up, it doesn't matter. The unnatural skill, but because the difference between occult and unnatural, we're stepping outside. We're out of character on this point.
Yeah.
The difference between occult and unnatural is occult is dealing with the stuff that general people know about. It's like, I know that there are idiots out there that think that if I sacrifice a chicken to Satan, I'll have eternal life. Now, I'm not saying it's all bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Whereas unnatural is the actual knowledge of the Cthulhu nonsense. But I'm going to let you roll occult, because at least that can give you something.
Yeah.
Because it is still a skill in the game that is supposed to be useful. So, yes, go ahead and roll it, and I think I have a way to word this, if you succeed.
Failure.
Oh, cool. I don't have to do shit.
Yeah.
Darn!
That was kind of what I was
Unless I
sort of
can give him a
thinking of.
10%, because that is close enough.
No,
Aw.
not on this.
Yeah.
When it comes to something like that, like aiding on like knowledge checks is weird in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're researching, absolutely. That I can see an A. But if somebody is just sitting there looking at something, trying to piece together something in their head, unless you have telepathy, if you have telepathy, I'll give it to you.
I don't.
Okay, so
That's
now what you need to do is roll for side effects on that medical injection.
Oh no. No, she doesn't. I know what's happening with that.
Okay, so just let me know when her face rips open and reveals like a gold-plated skull or something, because I want to get some good photos. You know,
All right.
or when
Well,
the insects start crawling out of her ears.
Oh, thanks.
If it
Loads.
If it happens to be while you're in the room, you'll be the first one to know.
Sweet. Well, I'll be the second.
Well, would she actually be a person at that point?
Not a specific entity. Or specifiable entity, I should say.
You find a hastily drawn rendition of what this guy thinks he's looking for. And I'm going to post it in the Discord, Karsa. Sorry, because I don't think I have the time to do it quickly into
Okay.
Foundry. So I'm hoping you can jump over to Discord to.
I'm looking at Discord.
Yep, I'm posting it now. Now this is in black and white. I couldn't do it in black and white. At least I forgot to.
Okay.
That's quite gnarly.
That.
Now as far as he thinks, because he heard it crawling on the dock, he thinks it's only about the size of a dog. Ignore the very nebulous size that picture implies.
Yeah, can we get a banana for scale?
No, you can't. Because if you put it next to the drawing, the banana will be bigger than the drawing.
Oh, it's really small. Okay, we can keep it as a pet.
Yeah. We'll feed it life socks and we'll call it Fluffles.
Is that better?
Yep, perfect scale. Yep, cat banana.
Cat banana.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm picturing that it would be like this image put through, like, say, the lens of, the Monster Hunter journal.
Yeah, basically.
Like the sketches that they do for that stuff.
Well, I will start sketching this, even though I'll probably do horribly.
I will literally just point my camera at it and go click.
Okay,
Yep.
never mind.
I now have it in 8K.
Okay.
I mean, you can also just take the journal with you.
Well, yeah.
It's not illegal.
But...
To be fair, I'm also taking pictures of relevant stuff as well.
Yeah.
For my own
Actually,
personal-
while he's doing that, can both of you throw me an alertness
Oh no.
at plus
I don't
20?
know. Taking the journal sounds like stealing
so
to me.
plus
His rightful
20.
owner might come back for it.
I will take that risk.
I most definitely will fail. He will be successful.
Oh, we got a success. Oh. Oh,
How
you're
many
lucky.
sanity points do I lose? What do I get bitten by on the face?
See, that's the funny thing. As you're taking a couple pictures, you take another one at the bunk room. As the flash goes off, you do swear you see somebody sleeping in one of the beds, and I do need you to throw me a sanity roll.
Oh, nice. Right, how do we do sanity?
If you go to your sheet over to the sanity tab,
okay.
I think you can just click straight on it.
Fail! Yeah!
All right, roll me a 1d4. You know what? I got it. I can do it faster.
I have no idea in this.
Take 3.
Take 3.
Yeah, so just drop your 60 to a 57.
Okay, 57.
Oh, right. I have to make sure you have your breakpoint on there properly, which I believe is 48.
Yeah, as.
All right, good.
Yeah, when I was going through the stats and everything, I was double checking like this stat plus stat minus the other stat.
Yeah. Now you see that, and if you check your the digital readout for your camera, it's not there.
Oh, of course it's not. Yeah, we kind of look at it like, fuck was that?
What?
And
What do
Did
you
you
mean?
not see that?
No.
It'll be kind of pointing one hand at the bed.
No. There's
There's
nothing
like a
there.
shape.
There's
a
nothing there. Absolutely nothing there.
Hmm. Oh, fuck this, I need to smoke.
Oh, wait, you're gonna have cigarettes? There's a mechanic for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna make the joke earlier about the packet of cigarettes that was like 30 years old. Like, if I smoke one of these, do I have to do a con roll to see if I cough my guts?
Oh, no. This might actually give you back some sanity. I have to look it back up.
Be an addict, just like me.
Because I was talking to Grover about this, and I'm just like, yeah, if you take enough stimulants, you could ward off exhaustion at the price of exhaustion and eventual death. Here, have some meth.
Sweet.
I mean, if you want strong stimulants, all you gotta do is go to Dr. Chen and he'd be like, absolutely.
Probably will at some point.
We have a few.
Oh, no. If he's giving you stimulants, it will basically be meth.
Okay.
Have some meth. Oh man, I don't remember where it is in the book. I'll have to look it up, but I'll have to take some more time. But yes, so that happens. You step outside to have a cigarette. Looking through more of the journal when you guys get back around to it, you're piecing together that Werner was definitely on the slide into he went from a little off when he first got there, and then if you piece it together with some of the other things you found in the other guy's journal, which
He
didn't
was
have a name.
clearly starting to lose his shit.
Yeah, he was definitely sliding from weird to unhinged to unstable to what the fuck, I don't want to be around this guy anymore.
Dr. Payne is making notes.
Well, I mean, you probably got the literally best other person to be there for that, considering, like, literally, I have points in archaeology, anthropology, and occult. Like, literally, the only thing I don't actually have is psychotherapy.
Well, guess what?
And
I
also
have
that's
psychotherapy. I don't have very good psychotherapy, but I do have psychotherapy.
You know what? Because you're not really going to have a chance to do a lot of therapy, go ahead and look at the stats to make sure I tell you to roll the right one. Yeah, go ahead and drop me. Well, this is gonna be good for you. So go ahead and drop me an intelligence roll.
For me?
No, Kieran.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Intelligence.
10.
Yeah, that's what I expected as success. Go ahead and add 1 sanity back to you as you start thinking about it while you're taking the cigarette, and it calms your nerves. And you're like, you know what? It's a flash. It's a dark building. I was looking at something close. It's just a trick of my mind.
Cool, so I'm at 58 sanity. Yeah.
Yep. I think that's a decent way to handle the fact that you guys can't take months of time to go to therapy and recover sanity. Is if you give it, what I'll say is if you guys give into a vice or an addiction, I'll mitigate some of that damage with a successful intelligence roll. So after that is when the whole spider bite thing happens. I mean, you look around, you find a couple other people's journals, and it just basically reinforces a lot of the stuff you heard about Werner. Is this dude's going nuts? He's talking about things that are out in the ocean. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this guy. Why is he sniffing my shoes?
Wait, sniffing his shoes?
Yeah, as I'm flicking through one of the journals that I come across this entry about him taking an unnatural interest in sniffing shoes.
Just one person's. Just one person's.
Oh, just one person's, right. I'll be saying to her, like, check this out. Look, this guy went really off the fucking deep end. Look, he's like sniffing this one dude's shoes.
Well, no, that's the thing. You start fighting it, and you look at the name, and you piece a couple things together. And you're like, this might. Wait, nope, this was a woman.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we'll come across that and be like, no, wait, yeah,
Nah.
okay, that might just be being a horny fuck.
So you're like, I don't know if this is worse or not. It's definitely still just as bad, but I don't know if it's worse.
Yeah.
Seems like he was just
I
a little
don't
bit, horny.
Well, I mean, to
Okay.
be fair, if he's been stuck here for like 5 years or something, and like it's all been other guys, and then one woman shows up on a boat.
True.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I would give him any kind of pass. I'm just saying it's understandable that in his partially unhinged state, he would not exactly make the best intelligence choices, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can rationalize it however you want. I'm just throwing information at you. All right. The rec room doesn't have anything. I mean, the foosball table's actually in really good condition. So, I suppose you guys could find a way to get it onto the Will to Power if you really want to.
We could.
Wait, we could get it to what?
The ship you guys are on.
Oh.
I told you it had a pretentious name.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking about like somehow powering it. I'm thinking, wait a minute, foosball is the one that you've got like the little players and you spin.
Yeah.
You don't need power for that. What?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you whether or not.
Depends on the size of the boat in comparison to this table, and if the amount of people going back would leave room for jacking a foosball table.
No, I am just saying, if you guys want, you can get it back. I don't care about the logistics.
Oh.
I am saying it can be done.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, we do it.
We'll see how things go.
All right.
Like,
nope.
we're probably casually talking about this as a thing that would benefit the crew.
Yeah,
Literally,
I think
can
this
hear
would be a
screams of
good
somebody being
idea.
bit by a giant ass spider.
This would be a good idea. It wouldn't be too bad. But somebody's yelling. Excuse me, I
Yeah.
gotta go. And I head out, and then that's when we have the spider bite situation.
Yep. So it's around the time you guys
I
are
will
loading.
totally be documenting.
Oh yeah, it's a gnarly spider bite too. When you're looking at it, it's already swelling up way more than, well, I shouldn't say way more. I don't know shit about spider bites, but it's swelling up. There's a nice like blue and purple around it, a little bit of yellow near the top of the actual bite.
They might put this in a medical journal. Bad.
Oh, that's fucking gnarly. And it's huge. Like, you're looking at it, you're like, I found a foosball. That bite's bigger than this.
All right, you know what? Hey, I get awesome photos.
I mean, all right. So, by the book, I'm only supposed to have you roll things when it matters. Like if failure matters. When it's things like this, your photos are as good as you want them to be, man. No roll needed.
I mean, to be fair, I just find it kind of funny leaving it to the dice roll for if I actually do a
all right,
good
that's cool.
job.
That's cool. I'm letting you know. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is, like, when you see some stuff, like, if you shake your hands at the right time, you get an absolutely terrible photo.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, if you don't
Yeah.
want to roll, you don't have to. Your photos are at minimum expert. Well, not expert.
Like, professional
Good quality. Yeah, they're at minimum professional quality. The only reason I had you roll to catch Max falling through is because you had to do it in the split second.
Yeah, which is totally fair.
All right, but we will. All right, so the last thing I'm going to ask you guys is the team that Wally was leading does come back as you guys are loading this person up on the skiff and are about to take off. He gives a look, goes up to Max. So why were you about to ignore my orders about having everybody wait? Max.
I wasn't ignoring the orders.
no, the orders were everybody stays here till they get a head count before going back, and some people were about to head back before that happened.
Oh, the team that was going on the skiff.
Yeah, with the spider bite.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry. Yeah.
we've got a guy with a relatively debilitating spider bite by the looks of it. Looks cool.
It's not cool. It's not a really good idea. I mean, I'm gonna have to tell Dr. Chen that I need to take a spider bite antidote with me if this is gonna be what we're gonna have to deal with.
One, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing, and two, I will like.
We have
sort of
6
motion-
antidotes. We have 6 antidotes on.
She remembered.
I will motion to the security team leader.
Well, I'm telling you.
As in like, hi, can I say something? Kind of gesture.
Here's the thing. We have 6 antidotes. That's it.
All right. He'll look it back like, I suppose that is a decent reason. And he'll look over at Kieran. This isn't a classroom. What?
Right. Well, he's just gonna like motion to the boat and just be like, we kind of figured it would be a good idea for them to be prepped that as soon as you got the head count, they could zoom straight off without having to then load the person into the boat and get them away for treatment.
He's gonna take a deep breath in. Ignore you completely. Look back at Max. That is a decent reason, and that is good thinking. And we'll look over at the photographer. I was asking what the situation was, and yes, maybe I worded it poorly, but I don't care. The condescending sarcasm isn't necessary. As a couple of the other team members have been replaced, or one of the other team members is replaced by the security guy for their team and is now heading back.
I'd casually look over at Ski Mask and be like, well, I tried to do you a solid there, but you know, gotta be better on your feet there.
I also notably didn't ask for your help.
You also noticeably completely ignored the initial point that he asked about, which he also forgot. This is being said as Kieran kind of wanders away back towards a wall to lean on and continue reading the book.
Well,
As
6
that
antidotes,
happens-
so now we have 5.
Yep, Nuwali will turn back to Max. Don't worry. Or not don't worry. Your report's acceptable. I don't feel the need to full rank or anything on this. It was an emergency situation, and you acted as you should. Well, mostly as you should, but we'll move on. Looks around, sees how many people were in that skiff, counts the rest of everybody. Okay, everybody made it back. So, the rest of you may head back to the ship if you want, or the 5 of us will be staying here to maintain the perimeter on the complex. Anyone who wants to can stay here with us.
I think I'd rather sleep on the ship.
Camp on the island with Nuwali and his team.
No.
So, well, no. What of the engineering team, the guy who cracked and was like, I am not going to the med bay ever again, sees you going to the ship, and he's like, you know what? I'll stay here.
Okay. You do
I'm gonna
that.
head back to the ship there because I have to actually speak up for team lead about the parts list and the tools we'll need.
And I'll have to speak to Dr. Chen about the spider bite.
Max
Yeah.
is going back purely because he's carrying the dead weight of wet clothes.
Actually, those are dry at this point.
But maybe
Well, it's been I don't know how many
You
hours.
haven't wrung them out.
Well, no, I assume competence. You hung them up on a line or over a railing or something. It's been 6 hours, and Yes.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah, fair
that's
enough.
kind of I mean, that's kind of what I'm asking. Like, what did you stuff them in a bag complete with
Oh.
water and just haven't even wrung them out? Like, that seems exceptionally dumb.
I mean, they're stiff as fuck because it's salt water, but they're dry.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Well, the thing is, though, too, if it's chilly out too, that's gonna be cold to wear.
Oh yeah, no, they're cold, but they're dry. And like you see, Nawali is setting up like a heater pit. So if you ask him, be like, yeah, sure, just put them over there. You notice that the security team is moving the defunct air hockey table out. What else did I say was in there? Foosball? The ping pong table. They've folded it up and taken it out. They've taken the what remains of the frames, quote unquote, of the other 4 beds, and they're moving them back in, and are basically setting up some makeshift mattresses because the mattresses that were on them no longer work.
And we got the foosball table.
Yeah, and I've taken a note that you guys have taken the foosball table.
Yep.
We're gonna help them move the foosball table.
All right, Grover, are you heading back to the ship or staying here?
Grover will head back to ship. I like to imagine conceptually is like Grover is still injured and is still obligated to go back to the medical bay at the end of the day, essentially.
Mm-hmm. I end up going back to my bed.
Hey, free foosball table though.
But Grover will thank Nawali for relieving us and wish him well until I see him again, probably tomorrow morning at dawn when we head back out
Maxwell
here.
salute.
Yeah.
I'd say if we're on the, I'm gonna say if we're on the skip by now at this point here, heading back to the ship, I'll be like, hey, Karsa, or no, Miss Payne, if you want, you can ask those questions now that you wanted to ask earlier.
Sure. What do you know about your past?
Well, you go to open your mouth, and that's when we cut to black in the credits roll.
No, the credits roll and it says
Find out
TV.
this week.
On Dragon Ball Z. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I mean, to be
So-
fair, I think probably the best point for the sudden smash cut to, fade to black, would literally be as this lot of gaggle fucks piss off for the night because they're a bunch of wussies. The photographer sidles up to to the one engineer that's like, fuck going back on the ship with that psycho, and just leans over and goes, hey, you any good with a cutting torch?
Looks over, holds up. It's just like, I can be. Why?
Because at some point during that night, Kieran's going to be like, we should just go over there and cut around the lock and then pull the door open. And it would solve all the problems of getting into that one room.
No, this is what I can see you doing here is this. You just be asking them, it's like, hey, you go to the lighting torch? There you go.
Okay. I need to know. Are you being serious with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
I will.
Kieran is staying on the island with the intent of asking that dude if he's got access to and is able to use a cutting torch to literally cut around it.
He doesn't have access to one right now, but he get one in half an hour.
That is 100% acceptable.
All right. He goes up to the Wally, and Wally's like, scratches his head, asks why. You can hear the engineer give a vague reason about something, and Wally just kind of shrugs and sends, basically orders back, says, hey, when you get there, send back a oxy torch.
Over and out. Wait, why?
You don't need to know why, just fucking send it.
I mean, if Nawali is receptive to an explanation, my character would be saying to him, we believe the logs we're looking for are in that room.
So that you say that, he walks up and he stops back, so he's like, you're the one that wants it? Never mind.
Oh, okay, right. So you're going to explain to your insanely rich boss why you made a whole pile of people sit on this dumbass island waiting for the thing that would get him what he wants.
Yeah, and I don't care. I get paid either way.
The longer
I
he
think
sits, the more he
eventually
gets
you'll
paid.
piss the guy off enough that he won't pay you.
Well,
Then you'll
I
kind of
take
be up Chick Creek.
No, then I just kill him and take his boat.
And you don't think he's got other people that would come looking for that?
Yeah, he might, but he'll be dead, so who cares?
I think you might when you probably get fucking airstrike.
Oh my.
As Max is walking away, he just says,
Oh no, you guys
also
have already
assume you-
fucked off on the boat.
Oh yeah, we fucked off, so you two are talking.
"Oh, fair enough."
Yeah.
No, Max, you got told to hold up. You haven't left yet.
Yeah, I am
Max
happily
also-
sleeping in my medical bed,
I'm going to my
waiting
bed.
to receive another attempt at healing.
Max
You-
will
you-
add, that's on the assumption that you could actually kill him. He is very, very strange.
You're missing the point.
Well, the thing is,
Yes.
though, too, if this is all over
No,
the
no, no.
radio as well, though, too, aren't those lines recorded?
No, they're not. They're talking face to face. It's not on the radio.
No, I thought it was like you would probably be like still talking over the radio and holding the button down while I ask him all this stuff.
He didn't say it, and I'm not retconning it in now.
No, so we're not hearing this. So we're heading back. And
The only other PC that's hearing this is Max.
Yep.
You see, camera jockey, you're missing the point. I don't like you, and your reasons for doing things seem to be problematic. So I don't trust that you are taking this seriously or doing this in doing this in good faith. And based on that, I'm not going to give you what you want. The funny thing is, had you not said anything, you would have gotten it.
Well, I mean, that's fair enough. But at the same time, you're the one leaving deep track marks with your feet enough that, literally, if they come back in the morning, cut through that door or fuck around with the power shit and get it back up, we could all be fucking off here in an hour. Or we spend the entire night here and, I mean, I don't know, I didn't hear any gunshots, but, you know, if there are
Well,
pirates hanging around.
Maybe you get bit by a spider, and I don't tell anybody.
Oh shit.
Kieran just casually glances down at his feet. No, not shaking.
Well, see you in the morning then.
Oh my.
You just casually give him the like the 2-finger salute. See, the thing you're forgetting there, right, is the character is literally has worked as a war photographer.
Oh, no.
Used to I'm saying this to Karsa. That terms he's used to people being like, you ain't fucking shit. Fuck off. Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, because you're a photographer and a warmonger correspondent.
Oh, no.
What do I shoot?
You shoot guns with a camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
I mean, the whole
here-
thing is, like, it's 100% a standard thing of people in the military don't like photographers.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, this guy
Like
doesn't
the
like
media
you
in
because he's read your jacket and he knows what a pain in the ass you are.
I mean, to be fair, I'm a pain in the ass to people that kind of deserve it for the most part. Although,
I mean, you
Never hated-
although
I-
yes,
I've
100%
never annoyed
can be a
anyone who
liability.
didn't deserve it.
You could rationalize that all you want because you could say, oh, because they're getting annoyed, that means they deserved it.
I mean, so far hasn't hit that like psychological break point of being an active liability to more than himself and people standing within 10 feet. I mean, the funny thing is, I did have an idea of possibly having it as being like, he's one of those people that would have like an entire wall full of like fucking awards for various photography stuff, but probably has notes about like the amount of people he damn near got killed in the process of getting those awards.
Oh yeah, like here's the thing, Noel doesn't have a strong feeling one way or the other for embedded war photographers. He just doesn't like you because he's read your file.
Yeah.
Because you tried to get somebody killed, is that what?
Not actively.
Okay. Well, guys, let's see this. We have Kieran on the island. We have Payne at at one point, and Dr. Payne is heading back. We have Grover at what, 5? Grover, 5
yeah.
points. Yeah.
Oh, so here's the fun part for the two of you. We're gonna leave off on this little part. You guys feel the painkillers eventually go away, and the pain of your wounds start to slowly fade back in. And then out of nowhere, you guys gain the exhaustion condition.
Oh.
No, you guys will sleep it off, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally like as soon as the painkillers wear off, like all the exhaustion that's been building up suddenly hits you like a train.
That
The
makes
painkiller
sense.
has been keeping you going throughout that.
Yeah. Though I
well-
will be talking to
well-
Dr. Chen about the spider bite and about
hang
the
on.
antidote.
Well, that's fine. As soon as you show him what it is and they explain it, and the guy gives a very vague description of it, he hits him with that anti-venom, and he says, "Yeah, it'll be fine in a couple days." Now there is one downside to exhaustion
Mhm.
that you guys have to deal with immediately. I need both of you to roll a 1d6 and subtract that from your current willpower.
Oh shoot.
Alright.
Is this permanent?
No.
Okay.
Full power is just like a
was-
secondary
I
health
was
tracker
like-
almost, right?
Kind of. It doesn't kill you.
I say probably a decent amount of, probably a decent amount of sleep will help.
It might kill me. That's not good. That's
She got
I'm
got a
at
6.
4.
Uh-oh.
All right. Now, you guys are getting a full night's rest, so I need you guys to go ahead and roll a second d6.
Please be high. Please be high.
Yeah, rolls roll 1.
Not one. Not one.
5.
Grover, you recover all your willpower. Dr. Payne, you're down 1.
I'm just down 1.
Yeah, because you recover 1d6 willpower when you get a full night's rest, which you guys are going to get.
So I'm at 9 then.
Yeah, this is the little tutorial section on willpower and exhaustion of when these painkillers wear off. This is what you'll have to look forward to. You guys are just lucky enough you're in a situation where it's not that big of a deal.
Yet.
Okay.
Do I get
Yeah, you can
any?
heal tonight.
Can I heal any of my hit points?
Normally, no, but given the truncated nature of this game, I'm going to let you guys roll every night regardless. So yes, both of you can go ahead and roll con.
Roll high, roll high, roll high.
Yeah, because Karsa, if you crit fail, you take damage.
And then I'm down. And I'm out.
You mean?
Well,
like
you're
how
not
Grover
necessarily dead. I'll have Dr. Chen roll to resuscitate you.
You mean like how Grover just rolled a 95?
Oh, see,
Oh,
those
so
are
it's a
just failures.
failure.
Those aren't. Yeah, so nothing changes. Game state stays.
Oh, gosh. I was
And
so
we have to,
close
like,
to a crit fail.
We have to wait like
2 more
2
points
weeks
at
in order
whatever.
for us to get another surgery check, right?
You gotta wait another 6 days.
Okay.
Okay.
mean, well,
Yeah, we're just not doing good here.
I mean, I suppose the good thing is it's gonna take about 2 days to fix that generator.
True.
2 days to fix the generator or 6 days?
2 days.
2 days. Okay.
So in a sense,
potential-
there, at least it'll give you time to recuperate at least.
Potentially 3. Let me get the exact thing. I know exactly what I want right now.
Will we be still exhausted
It'll be
when
3.
we get up, or do we have
No.
to have that 20 penalty? Okay.
No. A full night's rest gets rid of exhaustion, and you recover 1d6 willpower with a full night's rest. That's why I had you roll the 1d6, told you exactly what it was,
Mm-hmm.
and then had you roll the second one.
Okay, what? 3 days. Okay.
Well, we're not moving 3 days. Next week we'll be picking up with your conversation with KK.
Yeah, you started to ask me a question, and that's when the credits are rolling. On next week's episode,
On next week's episode, we'll find out more about KK. We'll see how Grover
Max is just
and
on a skip by himself. with the foosball table.
We'll see how Grover and Dr. Payne deal with their pain. We'll see if Kieran doesn't die at the hands of one of the security detail.
No, just the chief.
The chief. And
The best person to piss off.
we'll see if Max survives after he deals with his
Max went back
boss.
to the boat.
Oh, Max went to the boat. Okay.
Yeah, the only reason Max was still on the island during that conversation was because he was on his way to the second skiff. Somebody left on the first, Max was on the second. Got told, wait, bring back have somebody send back an oxy torch, because effectively one security guy was going with them to pick up some supplies for the camp and come back. So he's like, yeah, just take the extra 20 minutes, go get the torch, whatever, and then come back. But then Kieran opened his fucking mouth. He went to Max, wait. Went through that whole
You do
thing.
not walk into this guy's kingdom playing King of the
to
Jungle.
be fair, to be fair, I did say if he was receptive to what, in
Obviously,
theory,
he
the
was
sounding
not
would-
receptive.
Yeah, exactly. The in theory would be as soon as Kieran went to say something, he'd probably get told to shut the fuck up.
Oh no, here's the thing. He will let you talk and hang yourself. That's how Diwali operates.
Oh.
He looks like he's
Well,
receptive,
well,
and he's
to
like, no.
To be
He'll let you
fair,
talk.
he's
He'll let you
definitely
talk.
supporting that he's a fucking moron then.
Oh,
And probably
What-
has
We
gotten
agreed
entirely
to
where
not
he is.
cut Through,
Through.
and
too late.
We agreed not to cut through the door.
Well,
because that
you guys
part-
agreed
I
that
don't-
Kieran
yeah, I
is just
don't
like, fucking, I'm
care.
doing it anyway.
I don't care because you guys aren't here to stop me.
Yeah. And Kieran never actually agreed to it. The rest of you did. Kieran's just like,
Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
like-
to be fair, if there was the potential for me to actually attempt to do the thing myself, I literally would. Because you don't need to know anything about mechanics to understand that you cut around the lock. You don't have to like burn the entire fucking door down.
Problem is, though, we don't know how many locks is actually sitting in that door.
And
You know what?
Burning down the side until the door pops
You know what?
through.
Kieran, we can handle this the TTRPG way. Go ahead and roll persuade.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, why is my mouse not working?
Oh, there's his
Oh my
answer.
God,
Guess you
because-
can't roll it, so that means it's an automatic value.
Nope, my mouse is working.
oh, it's an automatic success. Yes. High success at that.
All right, so here's what I'll give you with a success and the fact that he doesn't like you.
Which is fair.
All right. I'll have the torch sent out in the morning, and we can deal with it when everybody's awake and not when it's pitch black.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? He will actually have the sense to be like, yeah, I'm just going to give him. I'm going to give him space. I
Because
won't
you
push it too
ve-
much.
you also very much get the opinion of, yeah, that spider bite thing. No, yep, nope, he'd let me die. Yep, okay. Now he might have them resuscitate you after you die, but he'll definitely be like, so how was hell?
I love the image of that. Yeah, like
Anyway.
everyone comes back. The journalist is lying there dead. Like, what the fuck? And then eventually he's like, yeah, come on, medic, do your thing. They come over, wakes up, and then gets grilling.
All right,
That'd be hilarious.
but no, I am hard cutting there. We're done. The credits have rolled.
Yeah.
No more after credit scenes.
On.
So,
Thank you
so
guys for
obvious.
being here. This was The Faults of Man. KarsaKKWxTTv. Good